Because you broke up.
I said she's in California.
Oh, she's in California. I knew that. She was talking about doing something, but I didn't know when.
Hold on just a second. What's going on, friends and family and fellow resellers? I'm Thom, the Queen City Picker, and I want to welcome you to another episode. It's not the Daily Picker Hustle Show. Our usual hostess, Valerie, is out on maternity leave for a few weeks, and so Sally and I are covering while she's gone. So, kicking this off this morning, we've got the Swamp Picker with me right now.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, Hank. How you doing, Glenn?
Doing good.
Is it cold down there?
Yes, 26 this morning or 25.
Dang, y'all the same temperature we are. It's 25 here.
All right. I actually got them working on my heater now. They came last week and went to light it last night and no go. So they're here. A couple of dinger, whatever you call it. You know, they outside blowing it out, make sure it's clear.
At the office?
Yeah, I'm at work.
Dang, you get there early.
Well, they got here early, man. I had to be here at they were talking about maybe being here at 7, and they got here at 7:30. Normally I don't get here till like right before 8.
Right.
But I had to be here early for them.
Go red.
Well, let's see, you're an hour behind us.
Right, yes, 8:03 now.
Yeah, I remember when I used to have to be at work at 7:15 in the morning.
Right.
Hey, Hank, how's things down there? Oh, it's in the 30s there.
The only thing they got to worry about is their orange trees, you know, not getting the proper cover.
Right.
Down there.
Yeah, because it's I don't know. We had winter hit us pretty hard. I mean, this is 25. We don't have 25-degree weather until at least
January.
Yeah, January. I hope this is not a sign of what's coming.
Yeah, me too. Hope not.
I just don't. If it is, and I think Roberta's gonna have to start living remote and working remotely, and we're gonna have to find us a place in Florida, South Florida, for a few months. I am just not a cold weather kind of bloke anymore.
Well, I said it, I think on the news the other day, talking about basically going to be 30, below freezing in every 49 states.
That is that's just not acceptable.
I think, well, a few years ago, I remember they said they had actually snow on the ground in every 49 states. I remember,
I just, Hey,
Craig. Hey, Craig.
Hey, Craig. Craig, there's a link if you want to come in, dude. If you can you scroll up?
Yeah, I'll stay good because there's a text right inside the building.
Already got my running done this morning.
Yeah. So you went jogging or you got your work done?
Oh, I got my work done. No, I had to. I have a son I had to take to school this morning, and he. I'm sorry. We have a road called Park Road that runs from the center of Charlotte all the way down to where we're at. And they're doing construction on it, so they've got it blocked off. And, at 7 o'clock in the morning, it's one of the heaviest traveled roads in Charlotte. And they're working on it during the day. They need to be working on that sucker during the night.
Yeah. Well, they do that here sometime,
Oh my goodness.
Bridget's coming in.
Bridget's gracing us this morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing good. How much snow did you get last night?
We got another 3 in. So we had 9 yesterday and 3 today.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, 9 Monday night and then 3 last night. And it's way too early for this. We usually don't get this cold and this much snow until like January. So.
Yeah, well, it was 25 here, and we don't get that kind of weather till like January.
Yeah, a friend of mine, he lives in South Carolina, and he showed me a picture. It was 27 there this morning. I'm like, holy crap!
Yeah, it's 25 here. It was.
Guess I'm changing my mind on where I'm going to move.
Okay.
I'm on my phone, so
Hey,
sorry.
Okay. Well, Beth keeps dropping out. I don't know why.
Hi, Beth.
Okay.
Good morning, Greg. Good morning, Fish.
It's 28
Greg.
now.
Morning fishing and picking.
So, yeah, I know. I'm
Hey.
going to look at it. So, Beth, how's the weather down your way?
Because I logged in twice,
Oh,
Oh,
but I can't hear you if I unmute. If I mute YouTube.
huh?
I
you
can't hear you.
you can't hear me
Oh.
if you wait.
I can only hear you if I have YouTube on.
That's weird.
Make sure your mute button at the bottom's not red or anything on the StreamYard.
Hey, Maggie, did you
Maggie Doodle.
let
Hey,
me look.
Maggie.
Hi, Hank.
Okay, go to
Still can't hear you unless
Oh,
I have YouTube on.
okay, leave YouTube on for a minute.
I wonder why.
Hit settings and make sure the speaker is set for your computer. Oh crap, don't do that. Bear with us a minute, folks.
Uh-oh, what'd you do?
Oh, I'm just trying to see if I can get her so she can hear.
Oh, okay. It's like, now what'd you do, Tom?
Yeah, I
Setting
know.
is. Still can't hear you, Tom. This is weird.
Okay. You can't hear me?
Turn me off. Let me leave and come back in.
Okay.
So anyway, how's everybody doing today?
Cold.
Cold. I don't want to hear it, mister. It's 17 degrees here. 17 degrees. So let's not hear about cold. Right, Glenn? He understands.
Right.
Can hear you now.
About 27 degrees when it's
Okay, good. Well, I can't help that I'm old and I'm cold.
Well, we
You
know
know.
you're old, but
Hi, Bridget.
hi, Beth.
Hi, everyone out in Chatland.
So anyway, this is just I went out to get my newspaper this morning, and the neighbor said, "I'm surprised this city's not calling school this early in the year to have this kind of temperature." I said, "No, it's got to get down to 17 before they start calling school."
Unless you get a dusting of snow, right?
Yeah, and
They're going to getting rain, whatever, for them to shut it down.
It was like yesterday when I was talking to Tara. She was talking about they got like an inch of snow or half inch of snow or something like that, and they'd already called closed school for the day.
I know, that's crazy.
But at least they can do that online thing, so they don't have to use up a snow day.
Well, bad thing here is like our UPS has crossed the Mississippi River. Both bridges are close to about a mile, mile long,
Right.
and they're over 100 foot up in the air or more. So they're like really big. So like I said, usually they get here. They can sometimes get here in the morning, but if it's going to be an afternoon deal with the temperature drops, they got to hurry up and get the work done and get over there, or they get stuck over here, or they don't, come until like 10 o'clock, and once the bridges are ice, salted over.
Yeah. Fish says anything under 50 in the south is cold. Maggie, it's colder here than it is up there. She said it's 28 up there.
We don't close anything here. They close nothing here.
Good morning, Patty.
Now listen.
What? I don't know if anybody heard my little intro, but I said that Valerie was out on maternity leave.
Yeah, granddaughter.
It's her granddaughter is being born, so she had to go to California for that event. And
she's having the baby today.
She was supposed to be at the hospital at 5 o'clock this morning, I think.
Yeah, she's probably already had the baby.
And I'm going to tell you a sad story right here. I know more about what everybody else is doing than I do my own nephews and nieces and my brothers and their families. That is sad. I know more about what y'all are doing than my family. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Today's the day, isn't it?
What the hell are you talking about, Tom?
I'm reading the chat over here. Yeah, Maggie. I think Valerie said that Julie had to be at the hospital at 5 this morning.
5:30. Yep.
5:30, and it's a done deal today.
It's a done deal. Can't go back after today.
Yeah. And it's a long haul for the next forever.
All right, Tom, you didn't answer my question.
Okay, my kids are finally getting up, so I told them there was a biscuit and some bow rounds on the table in there for them.
Tom, how's Roberta doing?
She's doing good. She's in California. I mean, she's in Las Vegas.
God, you don't even know where your wife is.
Yeah, I have to think a minute. While we were talking last night, she was hoping she's at a tech convention for a software program they use. And they're at the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas.
Okay.
And it's a huge sprawling convention hotel. And she's like, my God, I have to walk 20 minutes to go to anywhere. And then she started fussing about the $6 Pepsis.
Oh, no.
And the 2 slices of pizza.
Tell her to go to the casino, put her card in, and then she'll get all the drinks she wants for free.
Well, she can't drink. Well, she can drink. Just bring me a Pepsi.
Well, they'll give her Pepsi for free.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She's talking about it cost her $15 for 2 slices of pizza. Of course, she's expensing it because she is out there on business for. Right. But I think the company comes off on cheap on her because she doesn't drink. So she's not drinking $10 beers. Yeah.
They're making out good with her. Now with me, I would be like 10 wines in. Patron. I'd be ordering Patron. Now, Tom, did you tell her it is 2021?
Do what?
Did you tell her 2021 is Hawaii?
Oh, yeah. She said, damn. She said, I'm going to have
Yeah,
to
you
call
know.
our niece and tell her she's got to, she better not move it any further back out.
Nope, she's stuck at November 2021 is when she's getting married.
I got a bunch of liquor bottles out of a storage unit. And so I listed
wow.
some of them. And I've had like 5 people email me about these different liquor bottles, about what their actual size is. So I need to go in this morning and add all the sizes because I measured them up because they want to make lamps out of them.
Yep. Yeah, that's what they do.
Is this Patron a real expensive tequila?
It's not cheap, but it's really good.
That's a pretty bottle. I'm thinking if it doesn't sell soon, I think I'm gonna just put colored water in it and set it up on my shelf over there. I'm gonna set it back here so everybody thinks I got my bar handy. Good morning, Todrick. How are you?
Hello.
Hey, Mr. Dick Dog, how are you?
Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Swamp. Good morning, Beth. Hi, Brat. Bridget. Bridget the
Donald.
Brat. What's going on?
Good morning, Todd.
Bethanator, Beth Potato. What's going on?
Trying to stay warm.
Oh my God, it's 23 degrees here.
Tattles, are you there?
What?
I don't see you, Craig. And good morning, spinning and winning. I'm hoping you're winning a lot of money on the slots or the scratchies. I don't see you in the waiting room, Craig.
Tom.
Ma'am.
I'm gonna get out and come back in because I'm going to switch to my laptop.
Okay.
So yeah. How cold is it there, Beth? Probably
I
about
have
like
no
here.
idea.
Just cold.
I'm trying to stay inside.
I went ahead and went to the post office this morning. Man, it was chilly out there.
Yeah.
I had to wait for my defroster on my pickup to warm up the windshield enough so that I could see out. Yeah.
Good morning, Bumcrack. Well, good afternoon, I think, to you.
Bum crack. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to take a kid up to town to the med school, and I didn't want to go outside. And then I get in there, and the low pressure tire alert on my car's going off, and it's like just bouncing around through all the tires. It's like low pressure, low pressure, low pressure. So I thought to myself, well, it's got to be, the sensor going out on the car. So I go into, so I stopped by a tire place on the way back that I use called Discount Tire, and they checked it for me, and they said that it's they checked it for me, and they said
Whoa.
that it's
Sorry.
That's okay.
Newbie.
He said that like the last couple of days they've had a lot of people coming in because their tires are not low enough to set it off while the tires are warm, but once it gets cold, it sets them all off. And so he had to put tire air and pressure in all my tires because it was like check front right, check front left, check rear right, kept bouncing around between them.
Yeah, cold weather, especially in Gwen's RAV4, makes her tire pressure go down.
Mm-hmm.
So that little light comes on, then she bugs me until I put air in it.
Yeah, our tire pressure always goes down this time of year.
I have okay, and this is not a sponsored
Oh boy, here we go.
video, but if they want to throw some cash my way, I'll take it, or some tires. We use this place called Discount Tire, and
Tar or
tar,
tar
car
or tire?
yeah, tires, car tars. Don't you have car tars?
I don't have tars. I don't have car tars.
Cars.
But
I understood him perfectly, Bridget. You just shut up.
Yes, right.
I'm sure you did.
That's where we go to have our tires put on our automobiles.
Oh.
And they've always really done really good. And we always it's like $10 extra, and we have insurance put on all of them. But I've taken them in there, and I know, I've hit something that has messed up the sidewall, so it's leaking. I've taken it in there, and they're like, "Oh, we can't fix that. You got insurance, so we'll put another one on it." And that's to me is going above what they sold. But anyway, if anybody has a Discount Tire near them, I highly recommend them.
That's the only thing I use.
Oh, you use Discount Tire too?
Yeah, they're honest and they're fast.
Yeah,
They've got it down.
they
Customer service is really good.
And I've never felt like they've tried to rip me off or anything like
Nope.
that.
No.
You can get them a little cheaper at Sam's Club, but yeah, the service is usually better at Discount Tire.
I just use my mechanic.
Yeah. Here in our small town, I buy from my local tire guy because it's 35 miles to go over to the Discount Tire.
When I lived in Rock Hill, our company used we used a local guy, and then he sold out to a chain, and the service went to hell, and so we're pretty much they're using somebody else down in Rock Hill, but because they don't have a Discount Tire. But I've really been real happy with them. So that's the end of the commercial. Check them out if you have one nearby. Junk Girl, we've got about a dozen in Charlotte, so you're good. And she lives in the boondocks of Charlotte. I live in the suburbs. She lives in the boondocks.
Who does? Anissa?
Huh?
Who does, Anissa?
No, Junk Girl, Patty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, Tessa lives in the suburbs of Charlotte too. Patty lives out away,
Oh, okay.
which is okay. It's 33 degrees in Houston.
I'm correct.
That's not even cold.
It's cold for Texas, isn't it?
At this time of year, yes.
Yeah. See, I think
Yeah.
everybody's getting colder weather this time of year, except for maybe Florida.
I can't believe it's 10 degrees colder here than Houston.
Yeah.
We're not that far away.
No.
Like I said, this weather, we usually don't get this type of weather until January.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's how
I
it
think
is. Here.
that's the deal here. It's just never this cold this early.
Hey!
You're being a wimp, Todd.
Shut up.
I knew she was going to get
It
ready.
was like I moved south and it was like 10 degrees here last night.
You moved to get away from that crap. And
No, it was 19. I think it got down to 10 last night.
I was telling Chris that this morning. I said, poor Jim and Tara. I said, they moved to Kentucky to get away from the crap.
But I will say where I used to live, it was -2 up there. So
Oh, wow. Okay.
anyway, so at least I was warmer than there.
Yeah.
Maggie said it was 28 where she was at.
Yes. Yep.
Oh, that's like you put on a long sleeve T-shirt in 28. I mean, isn't that like I don't know, spring weather? Oh my God! I dropped Brandon off at school this morning, and these like Kentucky teachers are so cute. They're like wearing snow pants and stuff. Like, oh God! I just like to like take them and teleport them up to northern Wisconsin and just drop them in there just to see what they do.
What happened?
They have like snow pants and knit stocking caps on, and they look like they're ready to go skiing.
Well, how
I'd
about
rather be skiing.
Brandon? How was he dressed for school today?
Are you short?
He always wears jeans to school, but he's wearing his. We made him wear a hat today, and he's wearing his camo army cold weather jacket. He's got one of those military jackets, those cold weather ones.
Right.
That it's like a Vietnam vet's jacket. It's a size small, but he wanted to keep it. I was going to sell it, but he wanted to keep it, so that's what he's wearing to school today.
Good morning, Mike. Good morning, my grapevine. Good
He's
morning,
dressed like the
Justin,
kind of
Mom.
kid that your mother told you to stay away from, The kid wears a military
morning,
jacket,
Johanna.
probably. No, he's
Yeah,
a
he
good
fits
kid.
right in. He fits right into Kentucky.
Good morning, Joanna. We'll see if he needs any extra credit. Maybe he could do a story on where I'm from. We do not cancel school for a half inch of snow. It's got to be at least a foot.
Yeah, he's probably like, it's shorts weather back home.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kids back home were wearing shorts and flip flops.
He's weird. He won't wear shorts to school, even if it's hot. I'm like, why'd you put on shorts? It's hot. He's like, no, I don't want to wear shorts to school.
My son never would either.
No.
Never would wear shorts. He doesn't wear shorts a whole lot now either.
That wasn't allowed attire for us. But then again, all our classrooms had windows. Now a lot of classrooms don't have windows. They open up to like courtyards and things like that. Good morning, Carol.
Shorts.
I don't know. I would wonder the same thing, but I didn't ask.
What was that?
What does wearing shorts have to do with opening windows?
Because the classrooms would stay cooler.
Oh, not always.
Well, you know what? That's the thought behind it.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Did I tell you about the active shooter drill that they had down here at their school?
The what?
We did an active shooter drill.
No.
They have them down here. We didn't have them up in Wisconsin, but they got them here, which I have no problem with. But Brandon's like, yeah, we had this active shooter drill. And the teacher said that if any of you kids are noisy and there's an actual shooter there, I'll sacrifice one to save 20. So I'll push you out in the hallway and then lock the door. And I'm like,
Oh my
okay.
God.
holy cow.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I was at the Walmart yesterday and there was a kid kind of acting up a little bit. And then he's like, I told you to knock it off. You want me to give you a whooping in here? I'm like, boy, you just never heard that up north.
No. Nope.
You know?
They've never heard whooping up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have ways down here. You just wait. You'll be proud when you get, I beat my child's behind in Walmart.
I don't have, if my kid is going to be 12 years old, if I have to beat his behind, there's something wrong with it. I haven't even had to really punish him. I mean, I got him pretty well trained where he just does what I tell him to do. So
Sort of like Jill.
I don't have to like beat him or threaten him. He just knows that this is the rules and I'm going to follow them.
Well, dang, you need to take in some of these problem children.
No, because you got to start it when they're young. It's like training a horse. If you wait till the horse is 10 years old before you start training it, it's very difficult to train. If you start training it right away when it's young, it's really easy to train.
she used her horse training in motherhood. See?
Yeah, yeah, there's a lot of similarities.
Do you feed them hay?
Yeah. Not the kid, no.
She gives him oatmeal. God, I'd like to have some oatmeal right
I
now.
tell you, Brandon's like a 50-year-old in an 11-year-old body.
He
Yeah,
is.
he is.
That's because he lives with old people, and he's always only around old people.
Hey, speak for yourself, Todd. Tom, the other Todd.
And Todd, who's giggling over there.
You can tell.
Todd and the other Todd.
You can tell the children of people that waited late in life to start their families, because they're used to, they're always around old people and whatnot. Because all their parents' friends are, their kids are like married and got their own kids. Right?
I know. Cracks me up. He is very like staunchy and old acting. We were driving to Florida one time, and we're driving through Chicago, and you have those tilted kilts up there down by you? They're like a Hooters, but they're tilted kilt or whatever.
Yeah, those.
So there's a billboard, with the girl's skirt, and you like see her legs and stuff, and maybe like part of her belly button or whatever. And he's in the back seat, and just out of nowhere he goes, "Well, isn't that nice?" Like what? Isn't that nice? A family going to Disney. Snowboards.
That's funny.
Well, he doesn't want to. I don't know whether they're still there or not, but going into Atlanta on I-85, there used to be billboards for the Cheetah Club. And the Cheetah Club was the premier strip club in Atlanta. And there's big old billboards with these big buxom women on it, saying,
Oh boy.
Cheetah Club, 9 to 4 every day.
Find yourself a cougar at the Cheetah Club.
Holy cow, Tom's cougar would be really old.
You know what? That ship has sailed. That's too much damn west these days.
There used to be a strip club up in Eagle River called Weasels. And it was featured on one of those. Remember when HBO had that TV show, that Real Sex?
Yeah.
Where they go around and whatever. But they used to run a stripper school out of it. So it was featured for that. And they followed a stripper around when she was getting like her plastic surgery and stuff like that. But there was a scene in there where they're walking in the downtown part. There was like this marquee tourist board where it says, like Cranberry Fest or whatever's going on in town. It was a very touristy town where she's walking underneath that marquee sign and that.
Well,
Yes.
Craig's ears just perked right up.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Let's say Cheetah Club. Bye, Glenn. I know it's time for him to open his doors.
Where'd Glenn go?
He works, remember?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He had to open his store. Out by the school that Sergey and Sasha went to, CPCC, the community college. There is a club
That's a good name.
called Tassels. It's pole dancing, kind of grubby looking place from the outside. Anyway, my younger brother, we were talking about it, and it's like within walking distance of the school. My younger brother said, now if they start asking for $30 for lunch, they're not going to the cafeteria.
Do they allow strip clubs down by you in that Bible Belt?
Oh, yeah. We have
I don't think there is a strip club here. I mean, you'd have to go over to the big city or something, I think. I don't think we got one here.
Fish Picker says our strip club here is called Headlights.
I know that's a good name.
Oh, Lord.
So, Todd, what's your favorite strip club?
My favorite strip club? One time back in college,
Oh boy. Yes.
They went to Miss Mona's.
We went to the Crystal Pistol on Amarillo Boulevard.
Well, that's a good name too.
hmm
And golly, this tree out in my backyard is losing its leaves so fast it looks like it's snowing. Anyway, the
Squirrel.
Crystal
Go ahead.
the Crystal Pistol had a gal with bazooms so large that she could bend over at the waist and pick up a full 2-liter bottle of soda
Oh wow.
between
That's a skill you don't
in
see
her
very often.
cleavage. Yeah. And so I haven't been there since I was like 20, 21 years old.
Oh my God, Hank. She says Silverhair's has to be the brass rubbing club.
Oh God. Oh, remember Crystal Pistol? She was on American Hoggers. I wonder if they named her after that strip club now.
That club was fairly famous.
Hmm.
You can still Google it and read all about it on
Could we see
the internet.
you on it, Tad?
Huh?
Are there pictures of you?
Of me. Probably. I think it's closed down now, but I mean, it was Amarillo Boulevard used to be the old Route 66, the famous get
Right.
your kicks on Route 60, you know what I'm saying? And originally the Big Texan Steak Ranch used to be on Amarillo Boulevard too.
But
Ever
have you
heard
ever been kicked? Have you ever been kicked out of a strip club?
No.
Jim has.
They take one look at me and say, well,
And I-
he looks
They
like he
used
doesn't
his
have
head
much
to-
money, but we'll get what we can out of him.
They used his head to open the door.
Oh no, Joanna, no.
With this high quality topic of conversation this morning, I think I deserve more than 5 thumbs up. So,
Oh my
Oh,
God.
I didn't give you. I'll give you one.
Begging for thumbs up. Here you go,
I gave
Tom.
you
Oh,
one.
here it starts.
There you go, Tom.
Yeah. I need that feedback. Give me a thumbs up, guys. It helps my analytics for YouTube.
no, I was just saying, this high quality. Oh God, I went up to 12 real fast. Like, what's her name? Hank. Hank said a good strip club name would be Bazooms. Actually, that would be a good one up at the up near the Charlotte Motor Speedway. BA-Zooms. Good one.
It's a classy show.
Yeah, baby.
Mm.
I know, right?
How about those eBay glitches?
I'll tell you what. Now there's a guy that I know. He does point of sale systems for restaurants and different businesses. Anyway, one of his clients is
I know, right?
a strip club. Anyway, he was up there updating some software and fixing some problems, and the owner of the club said, he said, man, these girls are getting expensive. And he said, what do you mean? He said, it costs a lot of money to get the pretty one. So
He did what?
he said it costs a lot of money to get the pretty ones.
Yeah.
And I said, well, just remember that when you start your business.
I thought no one was answering me, but I was on mute. Has anyone ever asked Hank why her name is Hank?
What's her first
No,
I think
I think we can go with it.
Her first name is Henrietta.
I thought.
Yeah, that's what
I've always assumed that.
Okay.
I thought she was naming herself after Hank Williams.
Oh, I don't know.
Because it's Hank Allen Cash. I thought it was like, Hank Williams, Alan Cole, Johnny Cash. I thought it was like a country music thing.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Okay, fess up, Hank. Is Hank short for Henrietta? We won't call you that.
She just gave you the last laughing my ass off thing.
Then again, her dad could have wanted a boy, so when he got her, he just decided he'd name her.
I think it's a play on country music.
I think it's Henrietta. What is it, Hank? Come on, fess up.
Because I know
My first,
I'm pretty sure she listens to Outlaw Country. Yeah, she says Hank 1, 2, and 3, Gigi Allen, and Johnny Cash. I thought it was David Allen Cole. Anyway,
Oh, okay. So we don't know her real name.
see, I just thought she was using her spouse's account for the longest time.
Well, see, I thought she lived in Texas because the picture that she uses she has a cowgirl hat on, and so I always thought she was out in Texas.
She lives.
yeah,
in,
but there's a lot of cowboys down in Florida.
Yep.
Yeah, but you know,
Doesn't she? You live.
What do you mean? Yeah, but you know, they got those big cattle ranches down in Kissimmee. Haven't you ever been to Gatorland where they give you the talk about the Florida crackers and stuff?
no, I've not been to Gatorland.
Well, then you should go to Gatorland and get educated because they tell you the whole story about the cattle drives and the Florida crackers. So there.
Okay, I'll have to put that on my list.
And they're called the Florida crack. They're called crackers because they had those big bull whips that they would crack to drive the cattle.
Oh, okay.
Before you think I'm saying something derogatory.
Well, that's what I was thinking. You're like, what the hell is she talking about?
Well, you need to go to Gatorland and education on it.
Oh, she doesn't. She doesn't share her real name because there's too many hackers, thieves, and bungos out there.
I agree.
So that means her name is something like Sylvia, Angelica.
Now you gotta think she's like our age. You gotta think of a nice '80s name like Michelle or something.
Tiffany. That's
Yeah.
Hank is a Tiffany. That's the reason he doesn't use that
Hey
name.
Sherry.
Hey, Sherry. Fish, you're a pest. Now, Fish, do you actually live on the Outer Banks or do you live on the mainland side of the Hart Bay? And if any of you have not been to the Outer Banks, you need to make a trip out there. But when you go to the Outer Banks, you go to the Outer Banks.
Where do they have the pony roundup? Is that North Carolina or South Carolina?
That's on the Outer Banks. Yeah, they have wild horses out there. But you have to when you go to the Outer Banks, you have to plan your trip to go to the Outer Banks because you don't pass through it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, you can, but you're going way the hell out of your way. You gotta catch it.
What's there to see?
Pardon me?
What's there to see?
Holy crap.
The Wright Memorial, where they flew the first airplane.
Uh-huh.
You know, we got this little thing going with Ohio, you know. It's just a barrier island, so it's really nothing out there.
I've never been to the Carolinas.
Hey guys, back. I got heat.
Hey, Glenn.
Hey.
Glenn lives near New Orleans, so he knows where all the clubs are down there.
You know, the last time I went down there was, I think 2000 for the Supercross. So tell you how long I've been down there. No, 2003, I think. Full race. Yeah, 2003.
Huh.
And like I
Yeah.
said,
Glenn walks into those clubs down there, and them girls start going, "Hey, Glenn, Glenn's here."
Oh God.
and they're so crowded. You know, after the race, I went down there to the and all that, and a lot of people I knew were down there, but it's so crowded. You know, I mean, you're doing this, walking through the place. You know, I said, I'm out. You know, I can't deal with this. Did y'all see the deal where UPS is going against Amazon fulfillment centers?
No.
I got a notice. I saw it. It was on my Facebook page, but I didn't pay attention to it. And my mom here, who I work with, said, "Hey, I got an email from UPS. It's talking about fulfillment centers."
Huh.
So I was telling Tiffany about it yesterday. You know, emailing her and all that. But there's a place in Kentucky. One of our warehouses is going to be in Kentucky, and another one in California, and they're showing all the different rates. And I'm trying to study. I'm saying, how can you, they send a 5-pound package for this or that? And I'm trying to understand it, but I need to talk to a voice there. And talk to one guy, and I couldn't understand. I don't think he knew enough, But all the different rates, and even going into Canada, doing it from them, but I can see it on different. If you had a specialty item, but like what we sell, from coffee cups to a giant adding machine or like that, and they charge you like 0.92%, 92 cent a cubic foot to store it, whatever.
Yeah, but you would need your own website to market your items, right?
Yeah, that's what I need to find out. How are they finding out about my item? Are they through my website, or UPS when I have like something like Amazon where I send my stuff, they take the pictures for me and all that.
Or you might just send everything into them and then just send them a message, or you go on their site and fill out the form of what the item is and where it goes to.
I'm on their actual site, and it looks like it's geared toward let's say you're something like state line tax, just for lack of something to think of. Instead of running it out of your own shipping department, you could put stuff in and they store it and they'd ship it out for you, but it would still sell on your own website.
Oh, okay.
Well, could you make an eBay listing and then send it to their fulfillment center?
It doesn't say. It says request more information. They give you a very short paragraph on it.
Well, one deal I clicked on it and it said like eBay. I mean, it put all the major players, that you can send your stuff to them that they were trying to be like. It seemed like they were showing like Spotify and eBay and different things like that. One of the emails they sent me, because I have a UPS account for like almost 40 years with them.
My nephew works for a company that they do like sportswear. It's pretty much they just put their logo on everything, and they're doing a lot of promotions in like fishing tournaments and all that kind of stuff. So people are knowing the name and they buy it, and they use Amazon as their fulfillment center. They send X amount of their different product line in, and when somebody buys something, then they have them ship it.
Morning, Val.
Good morning, Texas Val.
Morning, Valerie.
Hello, bum picker.
I hate when I'm swiping somebody's listing, and in their title they put the word "look" in caps with Q's for the O.
Yep.
Well, then don't steal their listing.
Oh, I'm just feeling where they're putting it. I'm going to totally change it.
I hate the word rare too. I hate it when people put rare.
Rare. Look. Yeah, rare is a good one.
Or Thom,
I like when they put antique and vintage in the same. It'll be like
I know.
antique, vintage, hanging light fixture, look rare. Yeah, and then you got to put like exclamation marks and asterisks for the O's and stuff. Yeah.
Look at Hank's comment in the chat.
Is it a good one?
Well, it just rare with the asterisk. Wow,
Yeah.
with asterisks.
Those are
Well, then,
import
for
stamps.
this listing, they put look instead of the asterisks. They put Q's. They didn't even get it right. Amateurs.
What'd you say, Glenn?
I'm saying, is it cold where you at?
Is it cold? Oh my God! It was 23 degrees when I woke up this morning.
Oh
It's only
boy.
25.
I don't know. When I search to buy something on eBay, I always put wow.
You always put wow.
Yeah. Wow.
like pretty.
I was put rare.
Too many adjectives. They say you don't want to use the adjectives.
Maggie says, "Look, rare, $5."
60% off. Make offer.
It's rare and it's only $5.
900. Okay, well, I'm going to go work for the man for a while. I'll see y'all later.
Aw.
All right, bye.
Have a good day. Good
Bye.
sales. Good sales,
Bye.
everybody.
Thanks,
Bye.
man. Working for the man. He's gonna keep you down.
I got to work for the man, but I am the man.
Well, that's all right.
It's
Oh.
oh, let me look over here.
So, Glenn, what feels more
I
like
forgot I
work?
could do
Your own business or your eBay business?
I guess both, kind of both. Like I said, I'm really, like I said, my eBay's really, low. I'm basically paying for the groceries. I find certain items I'm really good on, but now I'll list them as soon as I get it. And then I got some items I just throw in my pile and it's sitting there after like 2 years. Like I said, but when you work, a lot of times consuming basically answering the phone and all that. You got to be there to answer the phone, even though you might spend 2 hours waiting to do nothing. If you're not there for that customer, and they can as soon as they hang out the phone, they're gonna dial somebody else that has it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm dealing with people all over the United States. And I used to get here at like 7 o'clock in the morning because 7 o'clock here is 8 o'clock on the East Coast.
Right.
And all that. And I had a lot of East Coast business. Before everything basically went, the internet, exploded and everybody, selling stuff mail order. I was one of the first few doing mail order at the beginning, off of basic skills. This is by letting them word them out, but everything now is, apps and this and that and like that, free shipping, And these people are working on nickels and pennies, and I'm working on trying to make, a living selling dollars,
Mm-hmm.
I think that was harsh. Texas Val, I don't know whether you heard the beginning of the show or not, but in my beginning, I said that Sally and I were filling in for Valerie because she's out on maternity leave.
Is today baby day?
Yep.
Yep.
We're at the
Ooh,
hospital
exciting.
right now.
I was like planned delivery induced because he was taking too long. But it's weird because like when you're pregnant, it's like, okay, well, tomorrow we're gonna have a baby because it's my planned delivery date.
Yeah.
It's like natural, you don't know exactly when the event's gonna happen or whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, I never knew when mine was going to happen.
See, she was talking about Julie said the baby had dropped. And I said, and that means what? She's like, well, she's headed out. So I wasn't sure that meant that she was, Valerie's going to not get there in time for the delivery, that she was going to come on her own. Since I didn't have to go through any of that stuff,
When you say the baby dropped, Tom thought it was on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Can you imagine, like, Tom, if he'd have had kids like the old-fashioned way with a wife that was pregnant and that, he'd have been wringing his hands and freaking out the whole time.
The
No,
old
I don't
fashioned
know.
way.
Okay, sure.
One time when I was pregnant with Brandon, we were at Menards for whatever reason, and it was kind of closer to my delivery date, and you get these like Braxton Hicks contractions or whatever. I got them really bad in Menards, and they were so bad I honestly thought my water was going to break in Menards. So I'm like, I just can't walk. So Jim's got me on one of those lumber carts, pushing me around the store. I'm standing on, the lumber cart while he's pushing me around because I walk and then I get like one of those cramps really bad. And I was like, oh my God. Because all I'm thinking is I'm at the back of the store. If my water breaks back here, how am I going to get out of the store without people noticing that my water broke? Anyway.
Oh,
Yeah,
You, Todd?
what did I sell?
Dorito said, I've been trying to set up eBay and other stuff to sell motorcycle engines and ATV parts, and it's a bear to do. I've been leery of doing it because I have my own business. That's my bread and butter.
Mm-hmm. We used to do a lot of snowmobiles. We would buy a snowmobile and take it apart and, ship the engine and take all the parts off around it and then junk the chassis.
But there's people out there that buy brand new units. They'll go to a shop and they know certain units. Say like today, okay, a 19, go on the floor and say, I'll give the dealer X amount of dollars for a 19 and go strip and sell certain parts on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Y'all hold that thought for just a minute. Good morning, Pusa Studios. How you doing, Andrew?
Oh, he's in? Cool.
And what's the temp up there in Montreal?
He does a show almost every day, almost. Like
Yeah, except Saturday nights.
Saturday nights. I got to take a break sometime.
Uh-oh.
Get it.
Get it.
Yeah, he does some.
Yeah, I got this. It might be a bid. I got this Omega Seamaster ends today at auction.
Oh, okay.
Because it didn't ring twice.
So what's the bid up to?
I'll tell you when I'm done with this listing, but I think it was at like 280 like a couple hours ago.
Oh, guys, I got to run. Whatever. It looks like the boss is here.
Okay.
See you, Glenn.
I got to start making it look like I'm working.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye. Have a great day.
Glenn.
Okay, bye.
So,
Hold on.
Carey, you got that watch cheap, didn't you?
I bought it in a jewelry box with some other junk watches that I haven't even put up for sale yet. I think I paid like $26 for it. It's the one, well, Todd, you probably know. It's got the 10K gold bezel around the crystal, you know what I mean? The back will be stainless, but then it's got the 10K. But it works and it runs and it keeps time, but it doesn't have the band. And they must have broke one of the lugs that holds the band on off of it, so it does have that damage. But I suppose if you're restoring one, I mean, it is a movement that's working right now.
Yeah, it's a very desirable watch. So if it was in good shape, you could expect to get quite a bit more than you're going to.
Yeah. It's like from 77, roughly. It's engraved on the back. It was a company, like a 25-year watch from a company.
Yeah, that's still a killer find for the amount of money you spent.
Yeah, no, I was happy. I saw it there and I'm like, oh.
Ooh, there it is.
You're coming home with me or I'm really going to make somebody pay for you.
How much? What's it up to?
It was like 280 this morning. I don't know. I'm in a listing right now. So
Oh, that's right.
I'll tell you when I get out of the listing. I think like a couple hours ago it was up to 280.
Wow.
It's only 18 degrees in Fahrenheit in up where Pusa Studios is at. I figured it'd be a lot colder than that because it's 25 or it was 26 here now. So that Arctic thing that the Arctic current that's flowing through here must be nailing the south.
Yeah, it just does not get this cool this early.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, even here, I mean, they don't get this kind of weather in November. But you have that Arctic air up north. If it's going to hit up north like that, it's got to come south too.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how it is here. I mean, it's.
I mean, because even up north, I mean, November 12th to have this cold of weather, I mean, it's pretty early. When you agree, Bridget?
Oh, definitely.
I mean, even for you with like snow on the ground, this is, I mean, like in northern Wisconsin, deer hunting season is like starts like the 23rd and goes till the weekend after Thanksgiving. Usually by second weekend of June, you'll have snow on the ground,
Right,
but
right.
for deer hunting, it don't happen that often.
No, this is more what we get in January.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't get this cold or this much snow. Like you said, for deer season, there'll be a dusting on the ground usually, you know. But
yeah, I know. I saw it on the thing.
it's just making me look forward to vacation more now.
Okay, I need to do another commercial break.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh no.
With all the stuff that's going on with YouTube, terms of service changes, and like I mentioned the other day that Markiplier got some of his people got slammed, lost their accounts because of what YouTube considered was spamming the little characters, whatever the hell they're called.
Emoji.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Pusa does, but he does the network, or they do the networking shows. But he also does a lot of shows that address things like that's happening in the YouTube world, and they stay on top of all of that. So, if you're not subscribed to them, you need to subscribe to them, and you need to go look at some of their previous shows where they're addressing some of this stuff, because it is very informative, and I think they're one of the best. And I'm not saying that just because he's on here, because I say it all the time. I think they're one of the best sources of information for this crazy stuff that goes on YouTube.
Oh man, Todd, I got a bid on that marching baritone horn.
Good. How much
I
is
was
it?
worried. Yeah, I'm glad, because I was worried I went way too deep on it. Anyway, whoo. At least I'll be able to sell it. Anyway, yeah, I paid $40 for it, and it's like, it has plating issues. It looks like the kids are beating each other in the head with it. It's got heads and stuff. I'm like, oh, good God, it looked a lot better when they held it up at auction. Anyway,
Oh,
I was a little worried. I'm like, oh man, I think I went too deep on this one.
I was hoping you were going to keep that and let Brandon take up the horn playing.
No. Well, next year at school they do have beginner band, and I'm going to ask him if he wants to do it. But yeah, no, I'm not keeping it. If he does do it and he decides whatever instrument he gets assigned or whatever, then I'll figure it out. I'm not going to keep it in that he might play this one thing.
How much is the bid?
$95.
Nice. That's good.
But I was really, honestly, on that, I'm like, oh man, I might have really effed up on this one, because I paid $40 for it, and I'm like, it's not in good shape. I don't think it's complete, and the buttons all work freely and stuff like that. So, but I'm not.
Has it got a mouthpiece?
Yeah.
Tell me, read me the numbers on the mouthpiece.
Well, I'd have to go outside and get it, because I already put it in the other building.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I can read it on my listing. It says something on the mouthpiece, I know.
Yeah, if it's a 6.5 AL Bach mouthpiece, then the mouthpiece alone by itself would sell for.
It says
in good shape. It's like if you bought it new, that's like a $85 mouthpiece. So
well, this is what the mouthpiece says on it. It says BENGE, and then it says 12C.
Yeah, that's a good mouthpiece too. It's not as good as the 6.5 AL, but it's a good general mouthpiece. 12C Binge.
Yeah, and the horn is a Bach 15457.
Yeah, you'll do okay. You're not going to get rich because it's.
I mean, I tried to show the pictures because I didn't realize when I bought it. It was really dented up. I mean, I'm not kidding. They were beating each other with it.
Well, yeah, but if you're like a small town band director and you need some good inexpensive equipment that kids are just going to beat up some more anyway, that's there's some that are going to look for that type of instrument.
Yeah, the school that whoever had it before, they actually, like, the school carved their initials on the top or scratched them in. It's like WHHS scratched in the top.
On the finish of the instrument?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know, it's written on the case too, but no, they scratched it in the finish on the instrument. Like where the buttons are, there's like a thicker pipe that runs alongside the buttons. They scratched it on the top of there.
That's moronic because the metal on those instruments is it's got a clear coat on it, like a lacquer.
Yeah.
And once you get through that lacquer, then the metal underneath is going to immediately start tarnishing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm like,
just
oh my
moronic.
God, they did it anyway.
Yeah, it's like I was watching a video of Austin reseller, long hair guy.
Oh, Bonafide?
I was watching Bonafide, and he bought a pair of boots at some thrift store, and they had put one of those punch tags through the leather at the top of the boot, and you were like,
oh my gosh.
And he kept saying, "Why would you do that? Why?" You know how Bonafide exaggerate some things. He was like, "Why would you do this?" But yeah, people do that all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, look at how many times thrift stores take like a Sharpie or something and write the price on something. I'm like, why did you do that?
Yeah. Oh.
Or you know what I hate? Like when Goodwill takes something that's like in a box or packaging, and then they put shipping wrap and wrap it all around it so it like destroys the box. You know what I mean?
Hey, Todd.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Tom.
Hello, he's talking.
Go ahead, Tom.
Tom. He said that he said he has a set of bagpipes for my daughter when she gets a little bigger.
Who does?
Dorito and Lucha Cabre. He's got a set of bagpipes for his daughter when she gets a little bit bigger.
Why? That'd be like buying your kid a drum set. Those things are loud and obnoxious.
When my first niece or nephew came along, Diana, she must be 10 years older than the next niece or nephew. Anyway, when she was born, I was still young then. I bought her drum sets, anything that could make noise for Christmas, birthday. And my brother always said, "Your day will come. Your day will come." Well, by the time I got mine, he was too old. He had forgotten about it.
Boy.
But anyway, yeah, a set of bagpipes. That is that's a commitment.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay if you actually know how to play an instrument. It'll sound good, but if you're a beginner bagpipe player, I don't want to be in the same room with you.
We have a bagpipe school here, and my best friend was going to go take lessons, and once he didn't make it past I think it was $3,500 for the set of bagpipes.
Do some marching bands have the bagpipes in them?
Yeah.
Like high school ones? No?
There's a high school band in South Carolina that's got like 3 bagpipers in it.
Well, that's the instrument I could see Brandon playing on.
Yeah, no. Well, he does listen to all that IRA.
I know. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Definitely see him playing that.
You could put almost any instrument in a marching band, and it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, Patty, that's the fun of it. You know, it's just buying all the stuff that irritate the hell out of your brothers and sisters. You know, buy the kids stuff.
I never had that pleasure.
Fisher Pickens says he couldn't even play the plastic Yamaha recorder in the 5th grade. You know, I've sold quite a few of those daggum things on eBay.
Sold a what?
Those recorders. You know, are they kazoos basically?
No. A kazoo has a little diaphragm that vibrates. A recorder has a little sharp edge that air goes over that creates
a kazoo
the
is totally
tone.
different than a recorder.
Well, guess what? They didn't have such things as kazoo bands when I was in, or recorder bands when I was in elementary school.
Well, there isn't a band. It's like the first instrument you learn how to play because it's easy to learn how to play.
Okay, let me rephrase that. They didn't do that kind of stuff when I was in school. You learn how to read and write, and
it was a one-room schoolhouse.
Oh my God! You know what this reminds me of? Yesterday,
right now.
This reminds me of yesterday when y'all were. I've heard of britches, but never breeches. And Thom, this is like Thom. Like, why are you questioning me? This is something I know about. No, you're totally wrong.
Breech, isn't that something you do with a contract?
No, breeches are the pants you wear when you ride hunt seat. You used to work at State Line. Don't you remember the breech department?
Oh, yes. Now I do.
Well, I thought that was something that happens when a baby's being born or an animal.
Well, that's a different application for the word, but you don't call it breech. You call them breeches.
Okay.
Wow, I haven't heard that word since a long
State
time.
Line?
Yeah.
Pull the full sheet breech order.
Oh my gosh, those horse people, they were nuts.
Yeah, horse people are crazy.
But I'll tell you what, they'd spend money at Christmas time. Woo.
Oh, yeah.
They spend money all the time, and those dog people are just as bad.
Oh, no.
Dog people are worse, honestly, because a dog person will pay more to board their dog than horse people want to pay to board their horse. And a horse is a lot bigger animal to take care of.
Oh my gosh, we would get people calling in, and we'd have to go through the whole catalog with them. Not even kidding, from front to back. Okay, well, my granddaughter wants this saddle, and okay, now on page 45, she wants letter A up at the top. I'm like, oh my God.
The one thing I used to hate about State Line is they had like this, they didn't like calculate your shipping. It would be on how much you spent. So if you spent like $30, it was like $8 shipping. But if you spent $500, it was like $50 shipping. But you could have been buying an item that was smaller than a cheaper item.
Right.
It just happened to cost more.
Yeah, I used to always put a little asterisk in the business section so it would get people shipping down a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Because then the computer would think they were a business, so it would give them cheaper shipping.
Yeah. I know, like, people would call and say, hey, this is a small item. Can you ship it for cheaper? And then they'd work with you.
Yeah.
But that's just how their page was in their order catalog.
Yeah, we had complete, as customer service, we had complete control over what we charged for shipping.
Oh, yeah.
If we wanted to give you a 10% discount, we could just do it. We never had to get approval or anything.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, a friend of mine, he's a vet out in Colorado now. He lives south of Denver, but he's a vet, and he said people would come in. He said people would come in there with a dog a stray dog that that had gotten hit by a car. Bring them in that vet and drop $2,000 on this dog, and which he's up on the north side of Charlotte in the high rent district. he said, but people would come in there and he'd say, "Man, it's gonna cost $1,500 for this animal," and they're like, "Okay," and slap that daggum plastic
Hmm.
cow.
Yeah. Oh, I had my rat terrier got kicked in the head. I thought he was dead. When all shook out and done, I think he cost me like $1,200 for that accident.
Maggie, I'm gonna send you a message as soon as I can find it.
Yeah, after all the insulin and stuff we went through with Izzy, she's the most expensive animal I've ever
Yeah.
owned. And that almost includes my wife.
Yeah. That rat terrier, I bought him at a horse auction from an Amish dog breeder for $75. I brought him home. He's real cute. He's about a year old, so that cost me like $1,200-$1,300. And then he had another accident, and he had to have surgery, and I paid like $600, and he ended up dying on the surgery table.
Oh, God.
Anyway, he was that's the worst. Is you think you're gonna like save him or whatever, and then they end up dying in the surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, Jackson RC. Oh, that RC community, the radio control community. You can fall down a deep hole and take you 3 weeks to get out of it watching those channels. Some of these people have built the biggest dadgum RC control planes I've ever seen. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to make my guests feel welcome.
Oh, I wanted to just throw this out there.
Sure.
I put it in our chat, but if anybody has Verizon as a cell phone service, you can get the Disney Plus app for free. It's a Disney Plus streaming, like Hulu and stuff, but you can get it for free for a year if you have Verizon. Okay, there you go.
Okay.
I don't have Verizon. Did you get it? Because actually, I would like to get it and watch that Mandalorian show they got over there.
I do have it. I got it because I'm a Deep 23 member or whatever. I got 3 years for the price of 1 year.
Oh, yeah. How much is it a year?
$69.
Oh, it is. Well, that ain't really that bad.
No, so I got 3 years for the price of one.
No.
I'll be right back.
Okay. And that
What do I delete?
and that was not a sponsored ad for my show. Joanna says that her son Joseph loves RC live action, one of the RC channels. And then, of course, and the other obsession that you start watching them, you just kind of go off into a Never Land watching the scenery is the drone, all the drone programs now, which I believe Andrew Pusa Studios, he got one. Like I said before, y'all be sure if you're not subscribed to him, you need to subscribe to him and check out his channel because he has a lot of, especially if you're a content creator, he has a lot of good information about what's going on in the crazy world of YouTube. Thanks for coming in.
I think I'd like to have a drone with a camera just for fun,
Oh, yeah, Jim did too, and then he almost had a heart attack trying to chase it down, and he still lost it anyway. Yeah, but this is where we're living in Eagle River, because like when you sell real estate, you do this drone filming where you go up and then you can film your property. So like we had that big building, you get a good lay of the land scope in the building. So Jim's like, well, I'm gonna go try it out. So he's got one of those quad propeller drone things with the camera on it, and it was too windy. And the wind got it and started taking it. So he's running across the field, and he's not really built for running. So he's like, I'm going to have a heart attack. And it got in a tree, like across the street. And that tree had to be like, I don't know, 80 feet tall. It must have been 80 feet up in the tree. So we tried to get it down with like some sticks and stuff. We like ran these PVC poles up, but we couldn't get it. We left it anyway. It wasn't a real expensive one, but yeah.
Y'all got
so practice with the cheap ones, I guess, is what I was saying before you go buy like $1,000 camera helicopter thing.
I think it'd be cool to have one of those too, but I just.
Whoa, what was that?
Thank you, Fusa, and I'm glad. I'm really glad that y'all made it past 10K. And I have this bad habit of I find channels that I really like, or I find lots of good information on, and I start fanboying, on them. That's like Tara and Bridget and Todd. When people say,
Don't throw Bridget into that.
I throw Bridget into the. Go look at her video. She says some crazy crap over there. And Tara too.
I thought you were going to say that I was part of the drama thing, but I wasn't.
No, you're not a drama. You're not drama.
That was Nikki.
I haven't made a video in 3 weeks.
I don't have time.
There ain't nothing new over by me.
Well, you need to do an update on getting situated, and y'all need to go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
Y'all need to start thinking about doing that nighttime show.
Yeah, I know, but then I started realizing how much work it actually is.
Y'all were so funny. Y'all were so funny.
You know what I'll do? I'll give you my YouTube name and password, and then you can start a show and then invite me on as a guest. I'm not paying, and then you have to pay for the Zoom or StreamYard. Doesn't it cost like $25 a month? And not that that's a lot of money, but I don't know. Is it really worth my time to pay for it? That
StreamYard is free.
No. Well, sit down, and then I got to figure out an hour and stuff like. I don't know. It's starting to sound like work now.
It's not fun anymore. You're thinking about it.
Well, does it? But do you see how you can talk yourself out of it, Bridget? It sounds like work. It's like, okay, now what night? Because I have, this going on Monday or this on Wednesday. Now it's like I got to make a time, and now it's starting to sound like some kind of like schedule restrictive work type thing.
It's like Maggie and I when we were doing the gonna do the Disney show. It's like, we both had different schedules. It's like, okay, what works and what doesn't, and it's
Well,
and now it's fourth quarter, so it's like
I don't know. And you know what? I mean, there's a lot of people that talk about eBay and reselling and stuff. Do I really want to go talk about it? I don't want to make thumbnails or I'm like, got like the, eBay screwed me, like what face or whatever. That's just not who I am.
Right.
So, which drives me nuts. Like where they point up in the air at a word or something or have like question marks flying off of their head. It's just not me. No offense to anybody that does that. It's just not me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Maggie says y'all need to do another one, Bridget.
I know we do.
And if you don't, then I'm going to do one called Ask Bridget and Maggie about Disney. They can answer your question.
Just give him your YouTube password. He can start the thing and invite you on as guest. And then you get the credit on your channel for the time and the everything. See?
Yeah. I don't know if I trust him. He'd change everything around on my channel. He'd be like, no, you have this in the wrong category. Let's change it over.
Yeah, that would be me. Who just sold something?
Huh?
Who just sold?
I did some napkins.
Cool.
Some what?
Napkins?
Napkins.
This video that's no, that's a found hound. It's not stolen. Thank you very much.
Vintage napkins.
If you show up and you don't, he just moved in. When you show up and you just move into my house, you're not stolen.
Yeah, he moved in.
No, he did. He lived on my porch for like 3 days, and I let him come in at night. And I put out stuff in like Facebook land, like found dog. Nobody came and claimed him. I watched all the missing dog ad things I got. Nobody said, hey, I'm missing my dog. He is free me to leave. When he's outside and runs away, I'm like, well, he goes away. It's God's fate, and he always ends up coming back.
I know. We saw him in the chair with you, loving on you.
Yeah, because it's snow on the ground. You don't want to be outside right now because it's cold for him. He's just a southern hound dog. He ain't used to this kind of stuff.
Well, the Farmer's Almanac says we're going to have a cold winter down here. This cold and wet winter down here.
Ooh.
And the woolly worm that lives down in Fort Mill, it confers.
Are you talking about caterpillars?
Yes, it's a caterpillar.
The woolly ones. My mom would always.
Well, a caterpillar ain't a worm.
My mom would always look at those and tell us how the weather.
Yeah, I used to do that as a kid too. Yeah, if they have too big of a black stripe, it was like there's too much. Gonna be a really hard winter. I think.
I almost flipped out a couple weeks ago. I found one dead on the sidewalk. Chris stepped right on it. I said, "Don't you watch where you freaking walk."
Yeah.
Well, with this cold weather that we're having down here, it should get rid of a lot of bugs. Don't tell Fish where you live at, because I think he's going to come up there and get your dog.
Uh-oh. And the neighbor tried to trade. You want to do some trading for that hound dog? Yeah, no. Okay.
Trading.
Trading. You want to do some trading for that hound dog? No. Really?
See, she's gotten attached to him. She's gotten attached to him. I bet he sleeps up on the foot of their bed at night.
He totally sleeps in my bed at night. I said I wasn't going to let him sleep in bed, and then when you fall asleep, they sneak up on the bed on you.
Yeah.
Yep, he probably was like, "Oh, I heard some damn Yankees moved in."
There's some stupid Yankees here. They hand out food and let you sleep on their furniture. It's real nice.
I used to bowl years ago. I bowled with this couple, and they raised Great Danes, and they had a big old male Great Dane. He was solid black, and he was big. He would sneak up on their bed at night. Bob said he'd wake up and the dog would be laid between him and his wife, and he said he never felt that dog get up on that bed. But when he'd say, "You need to get down," and the dog would start to get off the bed, it was like he'd just about roll both of them out of the bed. You know.
When we would go to town, I'd put the hound outside because I'm like, well, then if he wants to go wherever he came from, that's God's will. And then we'd leave and he'd just stay on our porch. Well, then all of a sudden he started getting a screwy idea. We'd run after our car down. We kind of got a long drive. We'd run after our car. They started chasing us down the road. So then I started just letting them come in the car. So now we ride around town with this stupid hound in our car, and he sits Jim's in the front seat with this hound on his lap. It looks ridiculous. I mean, we look like a real pair of kooks. Anyway, I mean, I see the teachers at school are actually laughing at us because there's this stupid hound sitting on Jim because I always drive. And then we take the pug with sometimes. Well, she rides on our dash. Yeah, we look like a pair of like crazy dog people.
My mom and dad had a lot on the lake, and I had a little cabin down there for the longest time. And they decided they were going to build a house out there when they retired. So I moved, but I had taken in this big stray, and he was like half husky and half chow. So he had that real chow hair, fluffy hair. Anyway, my mom and dad had a trailer down there while they were building their house, and my dog basically moved out of my house into my mom's house. So when I moved away, the dog stayed down there with my mom and dad. And because there was a Doberman that lived next door to us, and those two were like a couple of 10-year-old boys. They'd get out there messing around, running around in the water trying to get ducks and snakes and every damn thing else. But anyway, my dad drove up to the office one day, and I was getting a cup of coffee and I was looking out the window, and I saw him drive up, and then he drove off. And I went up front to our secretary and I said, "Did you talk to Dad?" And she said, "No, why?" And I said, well, he just drove up and then he drove off. Well, he had gotten into it. He had been doing stuff at his house and left the truck door open. And actually, it was one of the Broncos, the big Broncos. And Yoda had crawled up into the back seat, and Dad had gotten into the truck, the Bronco, and drove out to the office. And when he got out there, Yoda sat up on the back seat. But Dad had to take him back to the house. But he was like that. If you left the car door open, he would get in the car. So we had to be really sure, careful about not locking him up in there. But he'd get in the car. He's a big old dog. And he'd get in the car, he'd sneak into my mom's car, and she'd start headed someplace. And so she'd just roll the windows down and drive him around for about 10 minutes and then take him back to the house and let him back out. Then she'd continue on with whatever she was doing. He was spoiled. Every animal we've had has been spoiled, as you can tell.
Not me. My animals are disciplined, and I don't spoil it at all.
Well, you know what? The way your son and husband is, I can see that. Because you seem to have trained them both very well.
Well,
all these young
I'm German. I'm German, Todd. That's what we like. We like regimentation and discipline.
So all the young ladies that's in here that's getting married or not been married long, Tara's going to start doing a channel called How to Train Your Husband.
That is, when I just said that about being German, that is from a TV show. We were watching it with Jim. I wish Jim was here. He'd probably remember it. But anyway, they say that. I'm like, what? Is that really? He's like, I don't know. He goes, I don't know. I think it's true if I base it off of you. I'm like, that's what we like, discipline and regimentation.
My dog got his name Yoda because when you talk to him, he'd kind of move his ears around like he's listening to you, like Yoda does his. So he became Yoda. He did not like going in the house. But after my mom moved down there, or for the summer months while they were building, she fixed real food, pork chops and beans and rice and corn and all that kind of stuff. So she always, all the scraps and leftovers, she would put on a plate and set out for him. That's how come my dog took up at her house, because he's used to getting dog food at my house because I didn't cook. There was no reason to compete with restaurants. He never tried to bite me or anybody else I know. Now there was this little pesky. Oh, he was a little pest. The dog that lived next door. He wasn't little like a Chihuahua or Yorkie, but he was, bigger than that. But he would just try to fight with everything. And that little dog came running up to my mom barking. And Yoda was on him like white on white. I mean, he was protecting my mom. And all he did was he just pinned him to the ground, and that was it. He didn't, shake him or anything like that. But my mom, dad, and I, and our neighbor, the owner of the dog, was standing there talking when the little dog ran up, and the owner of the dog said, "I'm surprised Yoda didn't snap his neck." Because everybody was convinced that he was protecting my mom from that little yappy dog. So how many you got to ship out today, Bridget?
48.
Ooh.
Good God.
That's a lie. eBay is not working. Okay? Nobody's selling anything. How can you sell 48?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Because you got 5,000 listed.
Yeah, that's it. I had 73 yesterday.
You know I'm being sarcastic, don't you?
I know.
Well, that was a 3-day weekend. You only had 73 from 3 days?
Well, I shipped on Saturday.
Oh, from 2 days. No.
Yeah. Monday.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Well, Saturday evening.
Part of Saturday.
For any new listeners, new viewers, there's been weeks Bridget has listed 500 items. Okay. She is a listing mamma jamma. I mean, she can do some listing.
I just listed 500 a couple weeks ago when we went to that auction.
That's just
because I spent too much money and I got to get it listed so I can get my money.
And now you recoup the money.
Yeah.
Well, that means that the week after you come back from your vacay, you'll be listing like 1,000 items that week. Did you get ready?
I'm not sure because I'll be on vacation mode.
Right.
And it's Christmas time, so I don't know if I'll get a ton of orders because I'll have my handling time way out.
Right. So where are y'all staying on in park or whatever they call in park out there? Or are you staying at a off-site hotel?
Disneyland is different than Disney World, so yeah, off-site. They don't have Disneyland doesn't have very many on-site hotels.
Yeah.
And the ones they do, they're freaking expensive.
Well, get off some of that money. You only
You gotta get to ride the Cars track. They don't have that one in Florida.
Yeah.
Hey, knock it off with the barking.
Yeah, there's quite a few rides. Like they have a Roger Rabbit ride.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I get to ride Mr. Toad, which I never have been able to do.
Oh, Jim rode it when he was in Florida because he bitches. Oh, sorry, he complains every time that it's not Mr. Toad anymore. Because is it Winnie the Pooh now? I think.
Yeah, it's Winnie the Pooh. I get to smoke all the weed I want in Disney. My son just said.
They smoke weed in Disney?
It's California. It's legal.
Good grief! It's legal to smoke weed in California.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you needed like a medical marijuana thing or something.
Oh, I don't know.
Like they need another vice out there. Todd, I thought you were sitting a container of mustard up there on your desk.
Well, then, if you could smoke weed, I'd definitely like blaze it up and ride Mr. Toad's Wild Ride then.
Lighter fluid's the best for getting off tape residue.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something else. Like, oh wow, Todd sounds like some kind of pro in this department. I better get this advice.
Yeah, lighter fluid's legal in Texas. You can sniff it all day long.
Except for Todd, he's not allowed to have lighter fluid.
You can do the rubbing alcohol does the same thing. Yeah, I've taken off sticky stuff with rubbing alcohol.
I'm with Todd on this one.
Lighter fluid?
Yep.
Oh.
Well, rubbing alcohol works good on some things, but not every. I mean, I think you got a much wider range of things that lighter fluid will take care of than.
No, it's true.
Well, it's petroleum based versus alcohol based, I guess.
Yeah, something like that. Jim and
Like
his big term words.
Some paints you got thin with different stuff.
And if you can't get it off after you rub enough lighter fluid on it, you just strike a match and walk away.
There you go.
So let me get this straight though. Everything causes cancer in California, but weed doesn't.
Don't get in this talk. Just leave it alone. Just go away.
There's all this stuff you can't take into California because it causes cancer, but weed's not on the list.
And here Thom was just giving Tara a compliment that she had Jim trained.
Yeah. Well, it did go away.
She gave him one of the. That's all. And sent him on his way.
Mm-hmm.
Joanna, Tara lives she lives in her own little world. She don't get out too far. She don't like
Who's in
people.
their own world?
She doesn't like people. She doesn't like to be touched. She doesn't like to be hugged.
Oh, now it's legal in Illinois too. Oh, for God's sake! Yeah, well, newsflash: I don't smoke weed. Okay, so I don't keep up on the laws on it. Anyway.
Well, you know, it's still legally illegal in the United States.
Yeah, it's federal. Yeah, federal law. It's still illegal, but you have the states are passing their own state law.
Right.
But that's a slippery slope. Not to get political, because then when the other side passes state laws on stuff that you don't agree with, then how do you argue it when the state laws have been passing stuff on stuff that you do agree with?
Because
anyway,
you can't take it on planes. You can't ship it through the mail.
I just figured out that a bunch of people are like, when they do those vape things, I just finally figured that out, that they're, or whatever you call it, hash or honey oil or whatever. I didn't even know that until I just put it together like a week ago. So anyway,
Did you
oh my God, they're vaping marijuana. Anyway,
did you say hunting oil?
Honey oil.
Or honey oil? I think you said hunting oil. And
I said honey oil.
I was like, dang, that's a new one. She seems to be up on the lingo.
And the only reason I know honey oil is because I watch Trailer Park Boys.
Oh, okay.
So,
you know, back when the vaping was just becoming popular, or was really just coming out, I had a booth in a indoor flea market for about a year and a half, and there was a guy that was selling it there, and he was actually he had the Southeast Territory. Anyway, he offered me the Charlotte area for nothing, and I said, nah, I just don't think that's going to be worth it. And boy, was that a stupid mistake. Because now every damn block is like, you got a Starbucks, and next door you got a vape shop.
Well, that was stupid, Tom.
Yeah, that was stupid. And I kick myself on a regular basis. Actually, he was going to give me North Carolina. But it's supposed to be like a tobacco shop. They sell beer and everything else in their lottery tickets and whatnot. Not too far away from our house. And they say they still sell, tobacco products outsells the vape stuff 4-1. Yeah, my mom, listen, she'd kill me if she heard me say that. Roberta and my mother-in-law went to Denver, and Roberta had an all hands for the for, and so my mother-in-law, she decided she was going to go to a dispensary.
Oh boy!
And so she went into it, and she said, "Oh no, this is uptown Denver." She said it was very, very nice. She said she felt like she was going into a jewelry store.
So did she get high?
She got her some lollipops.
Oh boy!
But she's like, I don't know anything about this. And so she said the guy was very informative. He explained the different types that they had, and the different products that the smokables, the edible ones, and all this kind of stuff. And she said she was really expecting to go into some kind of building that was like dusty and dirty and smoky. You get a high coming out of it, but she said no, it was like an upscale jewelry store. Wow, I think I'm gonna do that when we get free university for everybody. I'm going to go up to Lake Superior.
Learn how to grow weed.
I mean, free money for college degrees. I'm going to go up to Lake Superior State University and get me a degree in weed.
It's like the dumbing down of America.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is me. But have you ever known anybody that's really like a rocket scientist smart that smokes weed? I mean, I remember when I was a kid in high school, you called them the dopers because they're always, stoned and dopey acting. Anyway.
I don't remember whether it's Lake Superior State University or what, but it's one up in around
it's got to be in Michigan, Wisconsin, or Minnesota.
Well, it was around Duluth. There was an article in the paper about this boy who's a college student. He was driving to.
No, it's in Michigan. It's by Sault Ste. Marie.
I don't know where it was at. I don't remember, but I knew it was up in that area.
Well, that's not Duluth. Sault Ste. Marie is all the way on the other end of the UP.
Okay.
It's over there by Canada.
Okay, whatever. It was up in that area. The point is, he was driving like 2 hours and filling up his Ford Focus with boxes of Krispy Kreme donuts and then driving them back to his university, and he would sell them, for good money because he was using it to pay for his college. Well, Krispy Kreme found out about it, and they shut him down.
Huh.
They gave him a cease and desist order. I don't know how they could really do that because it would set them up for liabilities, is what they were saying. When you have every damn grade school in the Carolinas selling them boxes of Krispy Kreme at one time or another. But anyway, I digress.
They sell Krispy Kremes at the schools in Carolina?
Yeah, boxes. They're doing fundraising. They do fundraising. Yeah, you'll drive up to drop your kid off, and they'll be standing out there with boxes of Krispy Kreme for.
I want to go to that school where they hand you out boxes of Krispy Kreme.
Well, you pay for them.
Well, I know, but I mean, you didn't have to get out of the car to go get them.
Yeah,
right.
But they're not hot now either. But anyway, so there's been a thing that's come back. Another article was put out where they've negotiated, or they're not negotiating. They said that they're trying to work out a plan with him so he can get back into the business. And they've given him money for college. And
yeah, because they got the backlash about it.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure it's one of the ones around Duluth because
I thought you were talking about that Lake Superior State University.
Universities around Duluth, because they were talking about that the Krispy Kreme had moved out of that area like 11 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, Krispy Kreme didn't do very good up in Wisconsin. We used to have one like in Wausau, and it closed down too. I don't know. They just didn't do very good up there.
Yeah, same around here. They closed down.
I think it's just the taste are changing because hot and now glazed Krispy Kremes are like eating baby angels.
Okay, I never thought about eating a baby angel.
Me
a baby
either,
or an
right?
angel. Oh, that baby is so cute. It looks so good. I just want to eat it.
That's a new one. Usually you're going to slap your Aunt Mabel or something. Now
we don't even have Krispy Kremes around here. We got a Dunkin' Donut, and then we have the Best Donut, which is run by an Asian family, but we don't have. You can get Krispy Kremes in the gas station, but we don't even have Krispy Kreme around here that I know.
No. We have Tim Hortons and Dunkin' Donuts, but then we have a lot of like mom and pop donut shops.
Oh yeah.
Make their own donuts.
And a lot
when I was a kid, Dunkin' Donuts used to be really good, and like I went and got some there the other day, and they're not as good anymore.
No, I don't like them.
Yeah, but they used to. I'm not nuts. I mean, I think when I was a kid, they used to be. It's like, oh wow, Dunkin' Donuts, those are really good. Now it's like, they're not that great.
I think when you were a kid, any donuts were good.
I guess.
I don't like Dunkin' Donuts. I don't like cake donuts. If I want a cake, I'm going to get me a cake. A chocolate cake with chocolate icing and chocolate sprinkles.
Well, I like having chocolate. I like having like frosting on my donut. Well, I'm going to eat something. If I'm going to overload on sugar, I'm going to do it all the way. I'm not going to do it half-assed.
That's what I want. I want a BS in cannabis chemistry. That sounds good to anyway.
Cannabis chemistry.
But that's coming from Mr. Fish and Picking, so he's up on all of that. We'll give it time. North Carolina will have a degree there.
I think you can grow it here in Kentucky. I think we can grow hemp.
Oh, I already know. As soon as they legalize it to be grown in North Carolina, I know a perfect building that I'm going to acquire. It's an old mill building, probably 400,000 square feet.
I heard a long time ago that like Philip Morris was already planning that if marijuana got legal, how they could, switch over their business to more growing of marijuana than growing of tobacco, because you have a war on tobacco.
What I heard the same thing, and that they had already developed a process to sell it like cigarettes,
Like a cigarette,
already rolled, like a Camel,
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think like in Canada, you can buy comes like in a pack, but you get 5 like joints in marijuana pack or whatever.
Yeah, Joanna, there's nothing better than a Krispy Kreme donut, especially when it's hot now. It's just come off the conveyor belt. Make you kiss your grandma. And that's really my only obsession with as far as food goes.
Krispy Kremes?
Krispy Kremes.
No, stop lying. Pepperidge Farm turnovers.
Oh, those are good too, but they're not good as Krispy Kremes. And that was just because I was playing with, I was trying everything in that dadgum deep fryer.
Do you still use yours?
Mm-hmm.
Your air fryer? Oh my God, we use ours every day.
Yeah, I mean it's like it's an oven. What do you call them? A convection oven.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
My daughter has the Ninja Foodie, and it's like a crock pot, a pressure cooker, and an air fryer all in one. She loves that. And now they have the Ninja Foodie with a grill, so you can actually grill stuff with it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, ours came with this little thing that you could set down in the bottom of it. It looked like a little griddle or whatever, and you could put stuff on it to fry it. Fish. That's where my son went to school at NC State. He's got his degree in biology from there. Yeah, they're the Clemson of North Carolina.
Oh my God, we hardly have any Krispy Kremes in Kentucky. We have one out in Bowling Green, and then there's one in Lexington and Louisville, and that's it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. When I win the lottery, I'm gonna go to these primitive states, and I'm gonna set up shop. I'm gonna get the Krispy Kreme distributorship for it, franchises, and for about a month, I'm gonna hand them nows out for free. Just to get everybody hooked.
Get everybody addicted to them.
That's where they talk about the cocaine dealers. They go into areas and they just get people hooked on it by giving them free samples.
Oh yeah, it's a good idea. Put a little cocaine on your Krispy Kreme.
No, I don't want no cocaine. I'm not getting into any of that kind of stuff.
Oh wait, I think another product did that. Was it Coca-Cola?
Yeah, it used to have Coke in it.
Yeah. How do you get people to really get addicted to your product? I don't know. Let's put a little bit of drugs in it.
But that's what I've been thinking about that a long time. If I was to win the lottery and had the money to buy a Krispy Kreme franchise, that's what I would.
So if you won the lottery, of everything you could do with your millions of dollars, your dream would be to own and run a Krispy Kreme donut place. It isn't like travel the world or go to an island.
I didn't say I was working.
It's working in it. It's owning and working in a Krispy Kreme donut where you got to like manage employees and shit.
I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't work it. I'd have somebody to manage it for me.
All right.
I would just get the money off of it, because like I said, I would hand them babies out. Because there's a lot of
I would just buy a helicopter and you could just go and get Krispy Kreme donuts whenever you wanted to. You'd be like, hey, you got those donuts hot and fresh sign on? You better light it up, girl. I'm coming with the helicopter.
Get me a case of. Hey, baby.
We never ate at a White Castle before. So I brought home a 30-pack of sliders, and Jim and Brandon really like those.
The only White Castle burgers I've had is the frozen ones from the grocery store. And
Jim likes those too, but I actually went and bought the 30-pack of the fresh ones, and Brandon loved them. I'm not much of a hamburger eater, but Brandon loved them.
Yeah, Fish and Pickens said the donuts at 7-Eleven are Krispy Kreme in North Carolina and Virginia. Yeah, that's what they do. They have I don't know, the glass cabinet that's warmers.
No.
And every morning the Krispy Kreme guy delivers donuts and puts them in there.
There's a gas station in town that has like the pre-packaged Krispy Kremes, or they're in a box, but they're cold and shit.
Yeah, you haven't lived until you've had a hot now. Where the hell did Bridget go?
I don't know. She's probably shipping her shipment. She's got a lot of work to do.
Oh, that's right. Which it's almost 11 o'clock, so it's getting ready to shut this thing down. Tyler, like that watch you got there, son.
Yeah, that's my good one.
I'll give you $1.25 for it.
That's a Fabre Luba.
I always wanted. I used to have a bunch of Waltham watches, and I took some jewelry into a jewelry store that's out at the end of the street, and to get them to tell me whether it was, because there's a lot of stuff that didn't have markings on it. And I had talked to him before, and so I stopped by there, and he was looking through them, and I was looking in this counter, and he had the Gucci, the black face Gucci watches in there. And I always wanted one of them. And he said, what kind of watch you wearing now? And I told him, and it's one of the Walthams. And he said, that's a better watch than that Gucci it will ever be. He said, a Timex is better than most of the Gucci watches. So they're not selling high quality. They're not selling high quality watches. They're selling the name. I let her back in. Maggie, why don't you come in, girl?
Thank you, Tom. It's about time.
I'm sorry. I didn't know what happened to you. I thought you run your packages out to the.
Nah, I closed my laptop and now I'm on my Mac.
Okay. I didn't know whether you were getting ready to take us for a ride in the car.
I'm getting ready to print. Oh no, he's picking all this shit up. There's too much snow on the ground.
Okay, I'm coming. Move it.
Mail guy came yesterday. It was a sub. And I had like 73 packages out there.
Yeah.
And he says, man, I'm in the wrong business.
Good morning, Tennessee Copperhead. Scully, Star Fashions, Rita.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Mike. Dude.
Mark. Dude.
No, he came to the window.
Yeah.
No, I came to the window and then he's like, hey, let me in.
I like all the comments from the other customers when you go to the post office.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, wow, you got lots of Christmas you're sending out today. And,
Oh, yeah.
You must not use the eBay tape.
I like when, because they, like here, when I was in Eagle River, we would go to the back door. But here, I mean, because they're like more secure, they're all fenced and locked down, which is cool. So we got to walk them in through the front and put them on the counter. And you'll have the people standing in line, paying for their postage, and you walk by them, they all kind of look at you like, hey, are you skipping us?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Or you get the ones that huff like,
Yeah.
They're all prepaid.
Yeah, it's called buy your label at home, dummy.
Yeah, I was sitting in the line with some packages, and this woman said, "What?" Well, she said, "You got to get because I had like 6 or 7 packages," and she's like, "Do you have to buy postage for that?" Like she was getting ready to be pissed off, and I said, "No, I printed it at home. I just want to have them scanned in." And she said, "You can buy your postage online," and I'm like, "Oh my God, where have you been?"
Oh my God, the freaking postmaster is gonna kill you. They get more.
I
went
into the post office down here, and it was another eBay seller that was buying their postage at the counter. I'm like, what? Anyway, they had like, instead of poly bags, they used like cut up a garbage bag and then taped it up with eBay tape, or they were shipping something off in it. And I'm like, oh boy.
You should have took a picture of that.
Huh?
You should have took a picture of that.
Oh yeah, okay. Hey, you guys, stand still. I'm gonna take your picture so we can make fun of you on the reselling Facebook groups. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
That'll go off real well.
Yeah, but I've take a couple of packages, drop a couple of packages off by the post office, and since I've got the eBay tape, I've had people say, so you sell on eBay, and I'm like, well, I try to.
I say, nah, I just buy the tape from there.
Yeah.
And they're like, what's it? Roxy, geez, honey, you hit the. Sorry, she laid down on my keyboard on my desktop and she unmuted the channel over there. But I tell them I try to. I said because it's not doing too well right now. People are not selling stuff. People are not buying stuff.
I had a guy at the hardware auction I just went to, because we're buying a lot of stuff.
Right.
He says, "Oh, do you sell on eBay?" I go, "Nope." He goes, "You don't?" I go, "Nope," and I walked away.
Yeah, I've been I'm on the radar here. I've really been getting quizzed in that.
Yeah.
Why would you say nope?
Because I don't want him to know where I sell.
Yeah. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to say,
because then
when people ask you about what you do, say, well, it's funny that you asked me that. I have a business program I need to show you. Then they'll leave you the hell alone.
No, I keep it all for myself just in case.
I had an Amazon FBA seller that was at the auction too. Does a little bit on eBay. Who's trying to sell me her Amazon FBA stuff that's not selling. I'm like, no, thank you. I don't want to do that anyway.
I never, and that's the thing I would never tell people is that we sell on Amazon at auctions. Never.
Yeah. She's trying to sell me her Cricut cartridges that she bought at clearance for $5. She's trying to sell them to me for what she paid. I'm like, no. Anyway, because also I usually typically, it would have to be a pretty sweetheart situation. You don't buy from another reseller because they've already tried marketing it usually.
Right. Yeah, I try to stay really quiet.
I do too.
The auctions about what we do. There's people who've been going for years with us that know what we do. Like Chris mentioned it to one guy once, and he sells tools and stuff. And then, so he said to me, he goes, "So how's Amazon?" I said, "Oh my God, it sucks. Don't even try it." I said, "I took everything out of it." I said, "The sales are terrible and the fees are horrible. So don't do it."
Like here, they figure you out fast. They see you going to 3 auctions a week. They know what you're up to. It's pretty tough to hide it. Yeah. But like for us, that's why we quit with the haul videos. Honestly, because I don't want people I got a good gig going here. I don't want people to think I'm doing good at it.
Hey, they just announced Amazon's going to have police directing traffic again for Christmas.
What?
Their Christmas selling season. They're going to have South Columbia Avenue. They're going to have a cop directing traffic at that intersection to let the workers and stuff in and out of.
Well, you have that whole camper town that Amazon workers that work for the season. The shanty town down by the lake. They just live in RVs working at Amazon.
Yeah. The last time I was at auction, this guy comes up and says, "Hey, are you Silverhair Stacker on YouTube?"
Oh, see, that would spook me.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't.
Yeah, that's me and Jim talked about it. We're like, you know what? It's fun. It was fun and stuff, but could this possibly hurt me? Because it's very easy to figure this stuff out. And I don't want somebody to come across a video. Oh, I saw her buy those at auction. She sold those for what? And now I train the other bidders at the auction, or I draw new bidders into the auction, or something like that. Yep. I'm in a different area than in northern Wisconsin.
Yeah, I just
There's too many resellers around. Or even if I think about the way I think, if somebody was like every week saying, "I got this at auction this week, and I do this, and I do really good," and I live like 2 hours away, I'd be like, interesting. Maybe I'm going to go take a ride and check out those auctions. And that's a good area I'm in. There's more people here.
But Huntsville's still a lot better.
Yeah, Huntsville is the best place.
If you're going to go to
source.
auctions, if you're going to drive to go to auction somewhere else, go to Huntsville.
I thought about driving to Huntsville to go to auctions because it's only about 4 hours from me.
Yeah, and if you want to relocate someplace because you think that there's better pickings, you need to go to Upper Alabama, Huntsville area. Down
Alabama's got it all.
Yeah, Kentucky's really cool.
Yeah, no, there's nothing here.
Yeah,
all we got is hillbillies.
Yep, Kentucky's full.
Junk Girl 71. Young girl does. She buys everything. She buys up everything in these auctions around here. Patty, she just buys it all. She'll take it from everybody. Which is probably what Bridget does. Bridget probably makes people work for their damn much stuff when she goes to an auction. She goes in with a fistful of money and she's going to spend it, or she's going to make somebody else pay.
Well, I never bid against people. I only bid to a number.
That's how I bid. Yeah.
I don't really care who's bidding against me. I'm only going to a number where I think there's enough profit margin in it. I'm not trying to run anybody up. I'm not trying to make you run out of money. I'm only going to a number. So I'm very unpredictable in that way.
Sometimes they think you're trying to run them up.
No.
But no, I don't either. I go to a number and that's it.
I need to find a better auction.
Go ahead, Doug.
Yeah, it's just these local auctions around here. They're either get bid way up or they're really crappy auctions. So I got to find.
You know what though? Last week, the auction I went to where I bought this Omega Seamaster was a horribly crappy auction. That this thing just happened to float through in a jewelry box.
Yeah, you can always find like a couple gems. And
I mean, to me, and if it's close and I don't got nothing else to do, I mean, why not? I'm gonna sit there. I guess if I don't come home with anything, well, who cares? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What else do I got to do? This is our job.
But there might be that one item at the counter. Yeah.
There's this one item that goes through. That's a good deal, like $15 worth of Barbie clothes that I sell for $1,300. I mean, if I wouldn't have been there that day, I wouldn't have did that sale. You know, that's how I look at it. So I like to go. So
if you do, I was gonna say, if you do that game where you're like bidding the other person up, yeah, that's a two-edged sword.
Oh,
You may get your own ass handed to you.
Yep.
So I avoid that game.
Yeah.
Even if I know they're doing it to me, like Tara says, I vote to my or bid to
I'm
my
all going to a number.
I quit.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what I do.
If it's $100 item, I'm not going to go over $50 because honestly, there ain't enough money there. By the time you put the work in, listing it, shake it out with the fees or that, you're not making that much. I'll just go buy something else.
Or you get caught in the voting. I don't know why I keep saying voting. Bidding circle of doom where the guy like all of a sudden you get your hand up, it's 20, 25, 30. You know, all of a sudden you're at 30 and you want to be at 20. It's like, what the hell?
You get caught in the circle bid.
The ring
Everybody raises their hands at once. And
you get caught in the circle. That sucks.
When I used to go to the live storage locker auctions, you know, and that was when the show started coming out. The shows started coming out. We'd go to these things, and that's some guys I know that went to them. They, you know, were kind of like standing in the back because I'm not bidding on any of it, but they are. And all of a sudden, this $100 locker is up to $600, and these guys who are big time buyers, they have like the F-350s with the 40-foot long box trailer behind them. They're like, did we miss something in there? And it was just because everybody thought they were going to find gold, you know, inside those things. And they were talking about this one guy. He was trying to drop stuff on people, you know, bid them up. And he disappeared because he apparently ran out of money because he kept getting dropped off.
Yeah. Well, you may not find treasure, but you will find toys, and I don't mean kid toys. Hypodermic needles.
Yeah.
Hot pipes.
You will find Like we've talked about.
Unopened mail, bills that they bag in shopping bags and tie up, and then pay a storage unit to store them.
Bags of dirty underwear.
Yeah.
I thought about all the YouTubers that buy storage lockers. I thought about getting them to give me a list of the top 3 things that they find in storage lockers. And I bet you number one will be boxes and bags of unpaid bills.
Yeah.
Probably boxes and bags of unpaid bills that have never been opened.
You know what else will be in those lockers too with the unpaid bills? Like a Dave Ramsey's course or some kind of thing on how to like get your finances under control. They'll always be in there too.
Hey, Scott.
Bearded is in here.
He's slumming today. Here's the link if you want to come in, Scott.
Slumming.
Slumming.
There's a link, Scott, if you want to come in and say how'd you do. But that Joanna asked, why do they keep all those unpaid bills? I
don't know. I mean, I guess if you could get into the mind of somebody that loses a storage unit, you'd really. I don't know why.
I always got bank statements like from 1984, and you're like, why would you keep that?
Oh my gosh, my mom used to keep everything for a year. I think she had them when she moved into her smaller place. I think she had bank statements in the 70s.
Well, they used to say you're supposed to keep 7 years of them.
Yeah.
And then, when you go to year 8, you throw away the oldest version of it. But I don't know whether we're saving it up to keep the fires in their fireplace going during the winter months, Joanna, or what? I don't know.
No way, Scott. We never use those kind of toys.
Whoa.
Just throw them in the dishwasher. They're good, Tara.
No. You could buy them brand new. Yeah, that's not going down in my house. Sorry. And I'm not getting personal, but yeah, you could come home with it brand new in the wrapper, and I'd be like, no, thank you. I don't have to wake up in the morning and be like, oh, okay, I feel a little embarrassed. That was weird.
I had a neighbor who was a lesbian, and she would tell me that if she died, to go over to her house and get everything out of the top drawer of her dresser before her mother gets there.
Okay, hold the phone. I am not telling my next door neighbor to go clean out my sex toys if I die. I'm sorry. I'm not. I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff because it ain't in the house or whatever. If I die tomorrow, you're not going to find anything overly weird in my house.
Well, we know Nikki's house you would, but
we had a brother-sister relationship. Not a brother-sister relationship like down in Alabama, but we had a relationship.
If I had a sibling, also I would not have a conversation with him to clean out my sex toys.
We talked about like I said, we were like brother-sister. We talked about everything, and but she said, "For God's sake."
I'll tell you a good sex toy story. Okay. So this is in northern Wisconsin. This guy has an affair and leaves his wife. Was it his wife that was into all the dildos, or was it his girlfriend? So anyway, he cleans the house out and he has his stuff in there. He puts them in the back.
No, he's going to give them back.
That's what Dex tell because he's good at. Okay. You tell the story.
Okay, this guy, this friend of mine, kid I grew up with, or a guy I grew up with. He's my neighbor. Another guy.
Northwoods guys, Wogger type guys.
Yeah, a buddy of his who I also know. They go out deer hunting. Well, my friend's buddy has got this box of adult toys that him and his girlfriend had or whatever, but she was into it and he wasn't really into it anyway. And he's got a new girlfriend now that wants nothing to do with any of that stuff or whatever. So he wants to get rid of it, but he don't want to throw it away. So he's trying to get it to
be thrifty.
No, he don't want to throw it away because he don't want the garbage man to think it's, see it.
All right.
So anyway, so he decided he's got in his cab of a standard cab pickup truck behind the seat. So him and my friend go deer hunting. They're out in the woods hunting. They come back to his pickup truck. They're sweating. It's real hot, so they got their shirts tied around their waist by the sleeves and no shirts on. So these two shirtless dudes come walking out of the woods with their bows and arrows, and there's a warden standing by their truck. So he comes up and he's like, well, can I see your licenses, boys, and all that? Checks them out, standard, fish and wildlife stuff. So he's like, okay. He goes, well, can I take a look in the vehicle? And the guy's like, yeah, no problem. I got nothing to hide in the vehicle. Well, he's been driving around with these things behind the seat of his truck for so long he forgot they were there. He opens up the door, the driver's door. Warden says, can I see behind your seat? He says, sure. He flips the seat forward, forgot some boxes there. It falls out, and all these rubber wieners fall on the ground. So the warden just looked at him, and he looked at my buddy. He says, you know what? You boys have a good day. Turned around and walked away.
Oh my God.
So don't be driving around with a bunch of Adam and Eve stuff in the back of your pickup truck.
Fish.
God's giving you shit. He goes, oh yeah, you seem like you got excited about the toys, and you're talking about, storage unit toys.
Oh, we bought some doozies.
Oh yeah, we found that big candle.
Yeah.
I wanted to put that at deer hunting camp, and I never did.
We had that one candle with the two people embracing too. That was
yeah, that was creepy.
We had a man and a woman locked in and it's real jazz. 70s, real buxom, and this guy, he's got muscles on top of muscles, and they're just in this loving embrace or whatever. It was a giant. It was like 13 inches tall. It was a big old candle. It was as big around as it was tall. I mean, this big wax sculpture. These two people just getting it on. It was something else.
Let me answer Fish's question here. We still stay in touch, but she has a wife. And so that's her job, but also her mother passed away, so she didn't have to worry about it anymore. But oh yeah, we used to get into some deep discussions about stuff.
Is this the Marilyn Monroe?
It looks like it. Well, you can check the picture. I think so.
I put it on.
That's the
Thank
snap on it.
I had a storage unit summer before last, and I got into a bag of those. I think I remember talking about this on a show.
Oh, boy.
And they were all stuck together.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know whether it was from the heat and humidity and the plastic on them melting or whatever, but
oh, that's creepy. I bought a mink coat at the thrift store. Okay, so I put it on the mannequin. I'm taking pictures of it. I'm gonna sell it. And I don't know, like when you do a coat, I'll pat down the pockets. I'm like, oh, something's in this pocket. So I put my hand in the pocket. Yeah, it's a vibrator. I'm like, oh my God, it's her grandma hit her vibrator. It freaked me out so much. That was so gross. Anyway, I couldn't wash my hands enough. Anyway.
because when you want to use the thing, you got to dress up.
Well, maybe she thought it was a secure place. She didn't wear the mink. She didn't get out as much anymore. She wasn't wearing her mink. So she's like, oh, this is a good place to stash it. Except when her family went through her closet and donated her clothes. Well, I guess I don't know who she is. So she has no shame. But
Why
it
do
was
you
gross for me.
What do you have in your pocket? What? Oh, well, that date didn't go well. I got to pull over on the way home.
Oh my God, I forgot I got to list those 2 fur coats. Now I'm glad I talked about that story because I forgot I had 2 fur coats to list.
Oh Lord, y'all kill me. Y'all
You
really
started
do.
it, Tom.
Ma'am.
You started it.
Okay.
Yeah, with the talk of all the boxes of bills.
Yeah.
See, start talking about that. It goes anywhere.
It goes everywhere. You start talking about stuff you find in a storage unit.
Oh,
Natural
yeah.
progression is right to that.
Yeah, that's right. It's sort of like that YouTube rabbit hole effect. You just kind of like
Yep.
you're staying under that. You're staying
You'll
under
get
the
some of the-
storage unit.
You'll get some in a storage unit. You'll never get it anywhere else because it's stuff they thought they were coming back to get. So there's no reason to conceal anything or, that's all just there, and that's what happens. Like a regular auction, people are going to go through the stuff before they put it out for the auction. They're like, whoa, I don't want to sell that.
Yeah, get rid of the bits, the box of wieners. We're not auctioning
right,
those
or the
off.
whole movies or any of the other stuff, you know.
Oh my God, we did get a video recording camera at the
Goodwill.
At the Goodwill Benz that had their naughty tape in it, but it was so creepy because after the naughty tape, she was filming Grandma's birthday party. So now you see them like in a normal interaction scenario. So you've seen them do their naughty business and this like normal family stuff. It's extra creepy.
She gets up and gives a speech about her family, her mother's history and her father's history. Her father passed on, but her mother is so wonderful. She's going on and on. She's a very eloquent speaker. Kids are up there hugging her. I'm like, oh man, they knew what was at the front end of this video.
Now, 10 minutes earlier, we're watching her husband shave her butt.
Well,
and that's not them joking. That's what they're filming. Yeah. They're shaving like their butts. Anyway.
Oh my God.
That was weird.
And see, that's weird. I don't want to know what these people think. I'm cleaning up my mother's house. I don't want to find something like that.
Again, moral of the story is don't tape yourself doing it. You lived it. You experienced it. You don't have to watch it later.
Or label the tape at least. Just put on there, Grandpa shaving Grandma's butt.
Destroy.
Well,
it was really bad. Yeah. Bad.
Oh boy.
We found in a stripper unit, she had a whole bunch of photographs of her and her friends or whatever. Yeah, there was a lot of that. But I found these tapes that said home movies. I'm like, well, this ought to be something. It was tragic, though. It was her as a young girl. She must have taken in her 8mm things or whatever. And here she's playing on a bicycle. Converted it. And there was like 3 videotapes of it. Well, I got no way to get it back to this person. She's long gone or whatever. But I mean, here I'm like, oh my God, she lost her family memory videotape or whatever. I actually felt bad.
Yeah, it's kind of sad because like then you realize when they're a kid, they're like a normal person, Anyway.
Well, I didn't figure she was abnormal, but.
Well, no, but like when you're doing that, I mean, there was drug paraphernalia in the unit. She was turning tricks. We learned a lot about her. She was a stripper, whatever. But you're like, there's a point where like when you're a little girl, you were just a normal little girl.
She had a collection of motel room keys. We must have had 30 of them, different motels, local motels in the area.
Is that the one that you knew?
Trade, I guess.
Stuff. Jim, didn't you find pictures of somebody that you knew?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, she goes to the thrift store up north. I don't know her real name, so I'm going to say what her nickname is. Drunky the Clown, because she walks around at 7 o'clock in the morning with a Mountain Dew bottle that's got
an iced tea.
Well, it's assorted sodas.
Yeah, but usually it's Lipton iced tea.
90% vodka.
Yeah.
I mean, she just reeks of it.
Because the bottle is not the color of iced tea, so it's obviously there's something else in there. When she talks to you, it's like that old. Like when you drive past a distillery, it's got that scent, that. So anyway, made iced tea in that bottle. But she was she was in the picture.
Yeah, she was in the picture, pulling her shirt off.
And when Tara said the young lady was turning tricks, I don't think she was doing somersaults and things like that.
No, she wasn't doing magic tricks. Well, maybe they were magical. I don't know.
Well, she's my age.
Oh, God.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. But I mean, it's like me playing pro football or something.
Yeah, that's true.
Not likely, unless I'm a place kicker.
Yeah, when you're like 40, your stripper body ain't the same as when you're 20. Let's put it that way. And she wasn't working like plastic surgery to hold it all in place.
What did I tell you? The guy that owned the strip club said a while ago, you have to pay good money to get the pretty ones.
Oh, tell her about her pay stubs, though.
The pay was horrible. Or at least in our neck of the woods.
Yeah, these girls are she's writing down what she gets paid for dance. When they go up on the pole and do their whatever set, their 3 songs or whatever, they're only getting paid like $2-3.
They got to make it up on tips.
So when they're hounding you for tips, that's why. They're getting paid. I mean, hell, they couldn't pay their gasoline to get to work.
You get it. Right.
Todrick,
Yeah.
was that you?
No, I
Nope.
think that auction's getting close to ending.
Oh, okay. Look, did y'all ever watch Married with Children?
Yeah.
Person bought them anyway.
When
What are they?
when Al would go to the strip club, and he would tie a dollar bill to a piece of fishing line, and he'd give it to the girl, and she'd stick it in her G-string, and then he would pull it out and drag it back.
Oh my God. Jim got kicked out of a strip club, I told you. He was at it with a bachelor party group, and the girl on stage was going around for tips, and he took out his stinky Jim sock and stuck it in her G-string. And they kicked him out of that strip club, and they opened the door with his head. Anyway, so then the bachelor party was like, well, if Dex ain't here, we're not staying here, you know. And then the owner of the club, because there's nobody, it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, there's nobody else there. He's like, no, he can stay. And they're all like, F you, we're leaving. You kicked him out of here. Anyway. No, is that the where you got kicked out for putting that that sock in that girl's G-string? He's like, yeah, she's under like a black light, but all her stretch marks are like illuminated.
I'm calling her Zebra. I had a few drinks in me. I'm calling her the Zebra very loud and obnoxiously. So I put a sock in her G-string. Well, anyway, the bouncer, he's this big African American fella, but he looked like Mr. Clean. His bald head. Anyway, he was about 8 feet tall. He grabs me by the seat of my shorts. I'm wearing Jan's swimming trunk shorts and a t-shirt, ripping the crap out of my shorts and my t-shirt. Opens up the door, swinging doors with my head, and I wind up out in this rotten granite. I got granite up in my knees. I got all my palms. I'm all cut up. You know, he throws me out in the driveway. I'm like, okay, well, I had it coming. So I go back on the school bus because it's a bachelor party. They're driving us all around in this school bus. Well, then all my buddies are like, screw you. You know, they all walk out the door. They all leave. The owner of the joint comes out in the parking lot. No, I'll give you free drinks. Because this is like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. He had no business. Now he had a busload of people, and now they're all leaving all at once. Our bus was the only car in the parking lot. So the guys out there begging us. They're like, screw you. Whatever. We all took off in the school
Is that
bus.
were you married then?
No, it was a buddy of mine's wedding.
Yeah, but were you married? Because that's where
Oh, yeah.
Your wife got punched in the face.
Yes, I was married. Yeah.
Oh.
The groom's sister, his older sister, is there about 10 months pregnant with a glass of wine and a cigarette. You know, when we all meet back up when the 2 buses come back together, which is a terrible idea, by the way, because you want to get men and women fighting, take them out in separate buses, then bring them all back together at 1 o'clock in the morning to meet back up at this bar. I mean, there was fights breaking out everywhere. Guys, swearing at each other, whatever. But anyway, so my wife decides to tell this woman that she shouldn't be smoking a cigarette or drinking while she's pregnant, and the girl didn't say a word, just looked at her and punched her square in the face.
Okay.
So, those kind of parties.
Okay. What about the school bus? I'm with Fig.
Yeah, we just told you the school bus story. That is the school. That is the whole school bus story.
Okay.
The school bus was used because it was a bachelor party, so they rented a school bus to drive around from strip club to strip club, or bar to bar. And when he got kicked out, Jim went back to go sit on the school bus.
Yeah, by the end of the night, the school bus driver he just wants to get rid of us because these guys are getting sick in the school bus, and he's mad because he's got to hose it out and he's got to take kids to school on Monday morning.
Dang.
Anyway.
The schools
let you rent out their buses.
I think it was one of his these smaller school districts. It's an owner operator. They own the bus.
On the contract,
right? It's not like a big town where they have a big company do it. It's like the buses are owned by owner operators.
Oh, cool!
Wow. Yeah, it was like that in Eagle River. They had like a family name, and then the school just hired them to drive the buses. The school district didn't own any buses at all.
They still don't. Yeah, a company does it. You know, our school district does not own any buses, or didn't.
But down here they do, I think.
The school owns them?
Yeah, because they also say Taylor County.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They park on school property.
Yeah.
Oh, well, see, that's what our school, I'm going to send that into the chairman of our school board. Y'all need to rent out the buses on the weekend for taking bachelorette party participants around from bar to bar. That's
not the only time I got drunk on a school bus, though, because they took me first wife was a volunteer for Head Start. They took us to the Head Start Christmas party. They took us down to the middle of the state where all the Head Starts were getting together. It was like a little mini convention or whatever, and it was open bar. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I rode back on the short bus, and I mean, I was piled up.
Like then you couldn't drink for Head Start anymore.
Yeah, then the end, that was the last time. But I wasn't the worst. There guys worse than me.
Okay. Because like when he was married to his first wife, they used to have this big family reunion thing for the whole weekend, and
Yeah,
he got it where
worse.
alcohol was banned from the family reunion because he got so drunk he got on the karaoke microphone and started telling people off.
They criticized my singing, and I had a microphone in my hand. Big mistake.
I didn't even know Sally was in there. She's been lurking, or she's been,
Sally.
She said that. But see, that's the stuff. Uncle Jim's story time.
Oh yeah. Okay. Do you think we should really be putting a bunch of those stories? I agree. We have 1,000 of those kind of stories. Do you think we should be doing a show dedicated to it? No, I don't think so.
I think so.
I was an adventurous fellow at one time. I got in on a daily basis. I was getting into new mischief.
I'm telling you, you would make more money than PewDiePie. You'd have so many damn.
Oh my God, no, that's not who we are.
Condom
Those other guys.
would be wanting you to sponsor you.
Or that Logan Paul, or those Paul brothers, or whatever.
Yeah, and you could triple your money by doing reenactments.
Oh, yeah, great. Yeah, classy. I know Dusty loves those stories because we used to stay one time at a bar parking lot. So then Dusty goes, "Oh, great! It's a one time at a bar parking lot story."
If we could bring back Robert Stack, he could be the host, like Unsolved Mysteries. William Shatner. He's
Oh, yeah,
around.
911. Rescue 911. Texas is drunk in a parking lot again.
A patron at a strip bar is about to put a dirty sock into a stripper's G-string. Little does he know what danger is about to occur. Unsuspecting, the bouncer grabs him by the back of the neck. That guy picked me up like I was an old piece of toilet paper. He just flipped me
He
like...
wasn't the one that bashed your face in the curb. Was that in school?
No, that was a high school fight.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he was a real scrapper. Yeah. No, that was nice. He was a football player. He was pretty good. I'll give him that. He's a good fighter.
Mine should bring back Rod Serling instead. This sounds like episodes of the Twilight Zone. Oh my God.
Yeah, Uncle Dex. He had some good stories. I tell you what.
Adventures with Dex.
It took a good woman to settle his ass down, though.
Nah, he wasn't as wild when I met him. I mean, we go cut up, but he wasn't getting in fights or anything.
No, he would have had a lot of checks for that.
Well, I don't know. I was kind of going through a naughty streak back then too.
Get it?
A naughty streak.
Well, she ended up pregnant.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't one of my naughtiest adventures. So.
That was the last naughty adventure she ever had.
Tara, remember, it only took one time.
Yeah.
Apparently, Jim looked at you cross-eyed. You get pregnant.
Well, he gets if he's going to marry you, he's going to get you pregnant first. Or some advice. If any ladies out there want to try to steal him away, he will make you pregnant first.
Well, maybe you had to put
He
him
says, "I won't make you happy, but I will make you pregnant."
Put him on the side. You know, they spend these fertility treatments. They spend tens of thousands of dollars with that. You know, he give you $1,000 in the weekend, and it'll be done.
There you go. Is it done?
Yeah, 305.
Oh, the watch sold for $305, Todd.
Is that good or bad?
I guess I'm happy with that. I had some like I told you, I had the lug broke off of it.
Right.
Oh, yeah, it was an Ingersoll. That's a good watch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Those are real
Watch for those
handsome
Ingersoll watches are great.
Yeah. Polo.
Polo. It was one of those Mickey Mouse Ingersoll watches.
Oh, well, that's the best of the Ingersoll.
Oh, Mr. Buford. Mr. Buford.
Scott, Bearded Picker, how's the boss lady doing? She's still doing well?
Oh, Scott's in there? Oh, that's
He's in the chat a little bit, yeah.
That's the Scott who's giving me her time.
I invited him in.
Story time with Uncle Dex.
Now, when Brandon is about 25, you need to sit down and tell him all these stories.
No, because I'm Teflon. I do nothing wrong. I'm an example for my child. I don't tell him shit I did wrong. You never do that. You don't say, oh, I used to smoke weed. No, I would never smoke weed. Never, absolutely ever, because you never want to do this anyway. I would never get drunk because you do not want to do this.
I went to Catholic school.
Oh.
So I definitely smoked weed.
Okay, they smoke weed in your Catholic school?
We were used in the stairwell. It was this old 1930s
What
building.
the hell? What kind of Catholic school did you go to?
We couldn't get any liquor.
I never.
But everybody had older brothers and sisters who smoked.
We never even had it. It was a big deal. I got caught whipping the finger. I mean, I thought we never had weed at Catholic school.
Because we had a public high school. I only went to
Oh, well, I only went to 8th grade too, but I never had weed in our high school. In our
Okay.
Catholic school.
Let me address something real fast. Scott, I'm glad she's doing okay. Sorry she lost her toenail. My sister-in-law, she had the same thing going on with her that Jody did, and it's reoccurred, and she's having to do the full treatment again.
I'm sorry.
So it's you're in our thoughts, believe me. You and Joni.
Did you say she had to go through the treatment again?
Yeah, my sister-in-law is. She's having to go through it all again.
Oh, yeah.
And they found some infected lymph nodes. They've had to go in and take them out, and it's not, and it's really working on her emotional state. And I understand that. Roberta does too. Matter of fact, a couple weekends ago, Roberta went up and just called her dad is really taking all this hard, because Roberta was wearing a heart monitor because she was having heart issues, and and then with her other things going on, so he's really was having a bad time of it, worried about his girls. So she took the day out, where she left on a Saturday morning and said, I'm coming up, we're going to go out for lunch. And the four of them went out to lunch, and they could talk and that kind of stuff.
Yes, my son will definitely be 25 and drinking a tab. Actually, my son wants to be a sheriff, and I said, well, then you stay real clean cut, boy.
Speaking of trouble,
well, there's big trouble.
If it's been done, Miss Nikki's probably done it.
That is true.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Nikki.
I had to plow today.
Oh, how much snow did you get?
We got only an inch.
Oh. They had a winter storm warning over in Vilas County where I used to live.
We got 2 inches. I'm looking at the picnic table. We got 2 inches right now.
Yeah, we got 2. We probably have an inch and a half here on the ground yet.
And wind chill 0.
No, you said it's going to be 40 today.
Yeah, but the wind chill, well, last night and tonight will be 0.
Oh, really? It's going to get cold again tonight?
Yeah. That's the way it is here, though. Now, during the day, it'll go up to 40. It's nuts.
It's supposed to be like 15 here on Friday.
Ooh.
So I won't be leaving the house.
Well, Tom started pulling the pages out of books and burning it. It'd be like that movie. What was that? The Day After Tomorrow or whatever, where they're like in the New York Library because everything's flash freezing and they're like burning books and stuff.
Yeah.
We were talking about that Walking Dead, where they had them. They're supposedly in Virginia, but they had that snowstorm last season where they got to walk with the ropes to get to the building. I'm like, come on. I lived in northern Wisconsin. We never had nothing like that ever.
Yeah, I never.
Maybe that movie, The Thing, with Kurt Russell.
I think they're copying Little House on the Prairie. Didn't Barnes like 50 feet couldn't find his way back to the house or something.
Now that's up by like where Nikki lives.
I remember when I was a little kid, though. I remember our door was drifted in, and my dad had to go out through the second floor window to get out.
Well, that I can believe.
Well, I didn't have to go through a second floor window, but I had to punch out the window in the storm door because the storm door was still shut, and I had to pull out to remove the window. I didn't punch it out; I removed it, and then crawled out through the window, and then dug out the shed where my snow shovel was, and dug out the front door of the house.
We had that prime.
But that was in Beaver Dam. That was in southern Wisconsin.
When I first moved up to Eagle River, we had that Prime Star, so the dish was on a post in the yard, and it was part of the yard that didn't get shoveled. I remember having to walk out there hip deep with through the snow to go brush the snow off the dish.
Some people didn't have satellite.
Because my mom would be like, the TV's not working. I'd be like, oh, God dang. I got to walk through that deep snow to go brush the snow off the stupid dish.
You poor thing.
We don't have snow.
That.
Oh, boy.
Hi, everybody in the chat. I'm not seeing the chat.
Henrietta said, hey.
Now I want to know what her real name is.
I don't think that's a real
We'll never
name.
find out.
I just like that. No, I think her name is,
Peaches?
Peaches. Yeah, that's a good one.
She used to work at Headlights. She used to work at the Cheetah Room over in Atlanta. And Peaches.
Yeah. Peaches.
Has anyone seen Nikki lately? That's what Mr. Sadie said. No, I haven't seen her at all.
Nope.
Nikki's been listing. She's been working.
What happened? No. I'm sorry, Valerie. I just looked at the chat. I'm sorry, Valerie.
What's wrong?
Hi, Scott.
Henrietta Peaches is what Hank says her name is. That sounds like a stripper name.
At least you've never seen the same gal twice.
You people are, you know what? I was trying to run a sophisticated morning show like Scott does,
It's hopeless. Well, I'm going to tell you something. Word of advice.
What's that?
You don't see any of us on Scott's morning show, do you? Not bring this group over.
That's why Scott don't have any of us on his show.
It's a very controlled professional group. You don't have to worry about obscure topics coming up.
Well, as I said, we're the cool kids.
We're the winner's circle.
That's right.
Scott said, good morning, Nikki.
Morning. Yeah, I finally got over to the chat.
He said the glitches are fixed, so we don't have to worry.
Yeah, because he got a $50 sale.
Hey, Scott, Jim said you could go back on the show.
Huh?
Or I mean, Jim, I'm calling you the wrong name. Scott said you can come back on the morning show.
I don't know. I might run his viewers down to 0.
Oh, yeah, he's got classier, professional resellers over there now.
Oh, yeah,
You guys talk about too much Amazon now. We don't know nothing about no Amazon.
Yeah.
We don't know nothing about eBay either.
Yeah.
Hey, I sold a can of fake snow on Amazon the other day for $10.
Yes, she did.
Well, there you go.
Order for it.
Wow.
That was $10 plus shipping. They paid $15 for that can of snow. I was like, "Holy shit! Can't you go over to Walmart and get a can for $1.50 or what?"
What's in it? Water?
It's that fake snow you spray on windows and stuff.
Okay.
I
thought it was like a can. It was a can of snow. Okay.
Yeah, every year at the end of Christmas, here's a little bowl for y'all to help you out. Every year at the end of Christmas, I go over to Dollar General, and they have they put all their Christmas stuff on clearance, and I get these cans of snow for $0.25 a piece, and I go and I sell them. I usually sell them out June and July for weddings. Is usually what they get sold out for. I usually don't even have any time come Christmas.
So instead of throwing confetti, you get sprayed with fake snow?
No, you spray it on windows so somebody else has to clean it off later.
A lot of people that I've sold it to have said that they were using it for weddings.
Yeah, that's.
Why are you walking around in here with a gun? Oh, okay.
But I just do dabble a little bit in Amazon merchant build is all I don't send in FBA or because I just don't have enough stuff around here. Our Walmart doesn't have clearance like your guys'.
Oh yeah, I never find stuff at our Walmart ever.
Hardly ever. One time I found maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. I found some bubble balls, those things that you put around you and you can slam into each other with.
Okay, my imagination went somewhere.
I found those on sale at the Walmart in Superior. I found them for $13 each, so I bought them all up. And then I went to the Hermantown and Cloquet and everything, and I couldn't find them at that price. So only the Superior one had them at that price.
God, I thought
and I ended up selling them for like $75 or $65 a piece, so it was a pretty good deal.
Sounds like the start of a joke, though. Do you have bubble balls?
Yeah, bubble balls.
I find all my stuff.
Yeah, Scott says he just dabbles in FBA.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Scott says, yeah, I just dabble in FBA, too. I thought you had gone full-time, full blast, got a big old truck and everything to do it with.
I used to do Amazon a lot more when I used to buy like boxes of books at the auction for $1.
Mm-hmm.
But Gary's told me I can't buy any more books, so
Yeah.
he doesn't like to carry them. So
Yeah, I don't blame them.
so unless I find something like really really good,
Yeah.
because I don't usually buy except for auto manuals, but those will all go on eBay.
I don't have hardly any books on Amazon.
I used to do really well with books on Amazon because, like I said, I get a whole box or a whole pile of boxes of books for $1. I'd go through them and I'd always find $50 to $100 books, but
Maggie
and I sold them all, but
Amazon with books.
A lot of crap too with it too.
Right.
That's what Goodwill's for.
Forget it.
Got it.
I heard a distant cha-ching.
He must have been really smart, yeah. Yeah, our Walmart doesn't have the clearance like other ones do. I mean, we have clearance, but it's never a good price. Like that one time, Kara was telling me about the bed bug stuff that time, and that she got really cheap. And I went there. Huh?
There's a cat here. It just went out of her garage. It's sneaking over there.
Was it gray and white or black and white?
It looks black and white.
Oh, that's
See
okay.
it?
She was getting it for like a quarter, 50 cents in a box, and I was getting it for, it was almost full price on my clearance. So. I have to really, really look to find something at my Walmart.
God, did you sell any of the Miss Monopoly this year?
They had some dollar video games at my Walmart, and I think I have one left. I just about sold out of them.
Huh. Yeah, I always check the clearance, but like I said,
Yeah.
most of the stuff
I'm
is
happy if it pays for my groceries.
I find stuff in clearance for me. I mean, it's a good price for me to have at my house to use, but it's not good enough clearance to resell.
Yeah, Sharky Mom deals. They've got. I think the people that put out the Monopoly games, they learned from last year. Like people like Scott was making 10 times what they were selling them for. So they like the Miss Monopoly. They put that sucker out they like tripled their production this year.
Yeah. Well, it helped Scott with Monopoly as he was the first one in it.
Yeah.
Then when the word got out, you had a lot of other people try to get in it, and then it was already crashed.
Yeah.
Oh, they've got those. Our Walmart around here have the Millennial Monopoly. They have all of them. They've got 20-foot displays of nothing but Monopoly games.
Yeah, I was just in Monopoly. They got a ton of Millennial ones there.
Yeah.
I was just in Walmart.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of times,
so I went and bought them all because I think there's going to be a round 2 on those.
On what?
A lot of times, even with eBay, if somebody puts a bolo out, I stay clear from that stuff because everybody's going to get it.
Well, unless it's something like was it RVA that put out the thing about the calculators?
Yeah.
I've found like 4 of those and sold those for some really good money. Really good money. But, that was hit or miss. You just happened to be, it wasn't like Scott and the Monopoly games where he was going in and buying everything they had because they had like 6 or 8 or 10 of them.
Yeah.
So it just depends on what it is. But he's smart. I don't want him to get the big head by me saying that, but he is.
Well, that's what I say. Like the bolos, you really want to check and see if they're still hot, because sometimes once somebody puts a bolo out, everybody hits it, and unless somebody tells you on the down low, But if somebody puts it out on YouTube, I usually steer clear from it.
Well,
I double check it before I buy it. Make sure it's still going.
But you're good, Scott. Don't give me that. Scott said, "Dumb luck, a blind squirrel." No, you really I think you put your effort in your research and everything. You do really
and
well.
Some of the stuff that we sell, it is dumb luck. It's like, I mean, yes, we do educated guesses and stuff like that, and research and stuff. But I mean, there's been times, because like at the auction, you don't, while they're bidding going on, you don't have time to sit and look shit up, And so sometimes you just have to make a guess, And sometimes it is just blind luck. Because a lot of times I blind bid on stuff and I shoot and hope, and it usually works out just because I have the eye for it. But yeah, sometimes it is dumb luck.
It's but with your auction deals, that your box lots and stuff like that, you're not paying a lot of money for a bunch of items. So I mean, it's like the storage lockers, the kind of crappy ones I buy. It only takes one pair of Nikes to pay for the whole blessed unit and make money off of it. So
well, like the auction boxes I buy, I don't just go in there and just buy a bunch of boxes without looking in them. I usually, if I don't have time to look through them, I'll just kind of glance over them. And if I see something in there that's worth something, usually something has to be worth $20.
Right.
Before I buy it. Unless, whatever, but usually, yeah, something has to be in there worth $20. I'm not just in there just buying every damn box they got just because I get it for $1, I do use my head a little bit sometimes.
All right.
We know that you're smart, just not you. We know that you're not only beautiful, but you're smart too. So
There, it's that open box right there. That black one over there, but behind that piranha sign.
And I do buy other stuff too. I buy single items too, not just box lots.
Right.
Here, put this in it.
Well, guys, it is going on 12 o'clock, and I was going to end this thing an hour ago.
Uh-oh.
But thank y'all for coming in. I don't know whether Sally's going to do it tomorrow or I'm going to do it tomorrow. She's definitely going to do it Friday. But
it's still snowing here, so I can't commit to do it.
What's the temperature there?
I don't know.
Cold.
Would you quit changing that up? You're not going to make a nest.
When it gets below freezing, it don't really matter.
Yeah, I usually don't pay attention. 21.
Oh, well, that ain't bad.
21 light snow feels like 12.
That's about the same as here.
Oh.
So the wind chill must be 12.
Why did I move for no reason?
Yeah, we moved 800 miles for no reason.
Tomorrow's going to be 33, mostly sunny. So
yeah, it's going to be 40 here.
So what that means it's 7 degrees, ain't
Yeah,
much.
ain't much.
We got ripped off.
Yeah, we got screwed. I'm moving to Huntsville. That's it.
Yeah.
Look out, Betsy. Scott.
Tell Scott. I'll be on the show. I'll be sitting next to him.
Dusty said he hasn't even bought wood for his fireplace yet.
Oh boy.
Who?
Dusty.
Oh, yeah. We've been cutting wood.
He said on his video the other day that he hasn't even bought wood yet.
Well, we cut it. We're not fancy and go buy our wood. We go out in the woods and cut it.
Yeah. I'm just saying, it must be pretty warm there. I was going to comment on his video that it must be getting cold there because he's wearing t-shirts with sleeves.
Oh, he wasn't wearing his World's Greatest Dad shirt?
No.
They call it, it's like a YouTube uniform. It looks like a Pabst Blue Ribbon like shield, but it's World's Greatest Dad or something.
I was gonna get one at a thrift store, but it was large, and I don't fit in a large anymore. But it's Darth Vader. It's a Darth Vader mask, and it says "World's Greatest Dad." I was gonna get it.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
All right, well, we'll see you guys later. Have a good day.
Scott's
All right,
at 36 down there. All right,
Bye, everybody
guys.
in the chat.
Coming in. Scott, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you coming by. I appreciate everybody coming in. So everybody have a great day. Make some money. Try to stay warm if you live where it's really cold. And we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.
Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.